Right, welcome guys, welcome. We're back with Dwarf Fortress, and we're just sort of looking at here at the goblin in the cage. So we've got a male goblin. Shouldn't have any clothes on actually. I don't know if we can look at this goblin in the cage. It's Kutzmob. Kutzmob Stoslu Munstu Serkmok Nust. That's his full name, which is a little bit hard to actually read. You can see there he's actually got no clothes because he is actually a were creature. I forget what he changes into, a were something or other. Anyway, he is on the next full moon. He should smash his way out of this cage, and we'll just watch what actually happens when that does occur. So that will be coming very, very soon, and then we'll just try to figure out what we can do with him. It may be interesting to actually have a room of stuff we want to get rid of at one time, and then just keep on catching him in these sort of cage traps after he goes back to being a goblin again. We'll see what happens anyway. So we'll be watching that one with some interest coming up. Down at F8, down through here, we are starting to now sort of get the there's different things being built in this particular location. So we've got like a whole lot of different statues that have been caused. So we've got there's different statues that we can sort of then go and position. We've got a gold pedestal here as well, which is actually being picked up. So these are already sort of being set up. So this is going to be our gold forge. We do actually have, we do actually have metal forges. We need to get this under control as well, actually. So right, so yeah, hi Wandering Bishop, how are you going? So yes, if you are interested in DasTactic, if you've got the points, you can actually redeem a dwarf in the fortress, which we have a fair few. If I just go and sort by name, these are all the named ones, and it's just literally the next one in line, unless there's something special that occurs. We've got a fair few that are available for for naming in the fortress now. We've got 60 dwarves. It should be enough for us to actually. I'm surprised we haven't actually had sort of like major attacks come in just yet. So anyway, that's sort of where we are with that one through there. By the way, if you do have Dwarf Fortress and you've been playing it, my DF hack turned itself off for a little while, and like it was turned off, for example, over the last 3 or 4 days, and I don't know why, but anyway, that was actually something where there was an issue with that. I don't know why, so I had to turn it back to the experimental branch to get it to then work again for this particular version of Dwarf Fortress. I'm playing with the beta version of Dwarf Fortress. Hi El Liberator on YouTube there, saying hi ho Daz, man, I need to try this this game again. It's a masterpiece of work made with love. It really is. It's an incredible game. By the way, if you're from America, from the USA, then happy 4th of July. It's 5th of July for me, but I know it's the 4th of July for you guys. So, yeah, so happy whatever day that is. Is it Independence Day? I'm not sure anyway. Whatever the day is for you guys. I know it's a holiday. I know it's a special day. It's your day. So, yeah, so I hope you have a good one. So Miguel is saying, hope you're well, Daz. After your excellent Dominion 6 live yesterday, I got the game and going to play it this weekend. Okay, cool. It's a very, very cool game. I'm going to continue that series as well, by the way. So I will be playing that one. I always want to play it straight away after I finish one of them. Like I just feel like playing back to back, but I know it's not a good way for me to do it with the channel. But I will play more of it over the coming weeks. Really, like I'll play it at least once a week. I'll probably even if there's like 3 or 4 days in between. So Kuja Grim is saying Treason Day. It's Independence Day, isn't it? That's when they declared independence against. From the Brits. Okay, so El Liberator is into the saying, for me it's 4, de Monar Julie. I'm not sure what that means. I'll probably completely mispronounce it. I read that as Des Monats Julie. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is, sorry. I'm terrible with other languages. I'm terrible with my own language. Anyway, so that's where we are. So Wandering Bishop saying, I'm in the US, but I have indigenous ancestry, so not very patriotic. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like in Australia, for Australia Day, we have the same thing. Like it's sort of one of those things where the majority of the country, celebrates Australia Day for celebrating what Australia is now. Where it's not a like I know that with Australia Day, it's when the first colonists arrive in Australia. That was actually the date that we have for Australia Day, and it's not about the colonisation. It's about celebrating what the country is, and I think that I would think that would be about the same sort of deal. I would think for America. I don't think it's celebrating the independence. I'm thinking it's celebrating the actual country, if that makes any sort of sense. So for me, it's I always like those sort of days. I like patriotism, I guess, is my sort of take on that. Yeah, wondering if you're saying can't celebrate the US is now either. There we go. Fair enough. I won't become contentious, so we'll just allow it to go. But I do think it's good to appreciate what you've got. Okay, thanks you very much, Soul Ball Bearings, for your subscription there. Subscribe for 15 months, so love your content, Daz. Happy Friday. Thank you for that. Just going to get my sound up a little bit. All right, so let's just sort of rip into this one. One thing we need to now start to do is to get more of the... we need to fix up the metals now. We've sort of been just patching things along as we've been going, and we haven't really been trying to get any sort of industry going in a big way. We've actually been able to cobble together a whole lot of different locations here. So you can see that there's different, like there's garnerite back and through here, which is an ore of nickel. The garnerite is not really important to me. And what I do actually have is I have been in here. We don't actually have anything forged that's being forged here. I'm pretty sure this is hematite. Yeah, these are iron bars. Over through here, we do actually have an ongoing thing where we just smelt any sort of hematite ores that we end up getting. We're smelting native gold in through here as well. And so we're making the gold bars. They're being stored in this particular location. So we're getting gold down this way. I have been sort of pushing things into these forges. Like we've got actually, what's this one here? Is this the nickel? Yes, this is where we're getting garnerite. So with the different forges that we've got through here, the top one is gold. The next one down is to smelt hematite. The next one down below that's the hematite. This one here has got no roll. This one here is to also smelt hematite. Okay, and then we've got, where's the garnerite? There's garnerite there. It's a bit hard to sort of, if I go and right click, I can then sort of bring these up. So we've got a line of 5 of these. So we're smelting hematite, nothing, more hematite there. They're on a loop. Yeah, they're on a loop at this stage. Whenever they can, they'll just smelt it automatically, which is fine. So I'm going to have that sort of thing happening, which means that we're going to have to go and mine different sorts of minerals as we go through. The garnerite is a bit of a problem because we've got a lot of it, and we don't really have a need for nickel. I don't think anyway in the game. So not a big need. It's the iron and the steel. Now, steel is something that I think that we probably will try to make before we do too much else with anything else. By the way, this is all magma smelters, and below that we have like some magma areas where we've just got like it's full of magma coming from a volcano. So that's sort of how we're making all these things. Below that one, we then actually have a magma kiln, and in this case, I can actually add new tasks in through here where we can actually do making instrument pieces. Actually, that's not too bad. Now we do have clay. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff that I would love to find gypsum. So there's a lot of things we don't actually have here. Now we do have sort of like a clay material, but it's not going to... Collecting clay it's like sand, and this one here is a magma kiln as well. So we've got 2 kilns down there. Over through here we've got a magma glass furnace, and I've just been given the orders here for them to start to go and collect sand for glass. So this is another magma glass furnace here. So we've got 2 glass furnaces, 2 kilns. Now I thought that we had... I might have to go to to the Dwarf Fortress Wiki, just to have a look at those different aspects. Let's go and fix this up right now. Just read a few more of the comments while I do this. So Stephen James is saying we're not so hot on what our country is right now either, but fair enough. Have a hot dog. I don't know which country you're from, Stephen. So is your fortress next to a volcano? No, it's actually. I'll show you that actually as we go down. I'll just go and open up Dwarf Fortress Wiki. You need to go to index.php for this to work. I'll just get the first one set up. If we just go to Kiln, and I must have my caps lock on, I do. Now there is, we've got to collect, kilns are central to a broad array of labours, pottery and clay goods, including bricks, jugs and large pots, etc., etc. So we need to have, fresh clay can be acquired to use at a clay collection zone. We'll just have a quick look and see what that actually is. Zones, so where's the clay zone? Clay. It's not going to show me. We do have there's clay collection there. So clay collection zone allows dwarves with the item hauling labour to create clay to use with the ceramic industry. The clay task is created at a kiln. So this is not going to help us much. Main article. So earthenware were through here. To collect clay, you need to do the following. Use the zones function and choose the clay option. Then select an area of soil, preferably in a secure underground area that contains clay, in order to set up a clay collection zone. It's funny, I thought we had some anyway. I've misunderstood how this actually works. But let me show you the. I'll just answer that question there. So Elsa is saying, have you already played NetHack? NetHack from back in the 70s, is it, or 80s or something? Is that really really old game? If it has, I haven't. I'm aware of it. I think I may have tried it once, but I think I tried it like literally back in the early 2000s, and it was already ancient by then. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it was sort of like it was. I had a friend who played it and loved it. Back in probably around about, it must have been about 2005 or something, and I do remember him just raving about how good it was, and then I tried it, and it was like really boring. I know it sort of stemmed. I know a lot of games came out of that, but it was just like when I looked at it, it was like, oh nah, I'll pass on that one. But it was interesting. Like I like the history of games. I like seeing where they come from and where they sort of end up going. And I know that a lot of games from the 1990s are still classics even today. But yeah, it wasn't something that I was really all that interested in with what was actually happening with that. Okay, so the volcano, which is right here. So the way it often works I wish I could show this actually. You can see it in the old, in the non-Windows version or the non sort of graphical version of the game. There's a, like if we go to the maps, and we're not going to be able to see it in here, but the old maps actually used to show like you'd be able to turn on different overlays for the actual maps themselves for the whole map. So this is the whole map that we're playing on, and we're only playing in like one. Our fortress is way down here somewhere. There, I think. Yeah, that's Twinkling Hammer. That's us there. So what it would then sort of show is and I do play with a lot of volcanism when the world is created. So I actually I ramp that up. By default, there's only usually one volcano that actually has broken the surface in the game for a standard game of Dwarf Fortress, but I tell it to break through 12 times, which then raises the overall volcanism of the actual game itself, which means that underneath the whole map, there's actually there's sort of like ripples of magma. And they're there anyway, like they're there in every game, but they're lower in most games. So I have a lot of maps where magma starts to push its way up towards the surface. Just because I've told the game to put in 12 volcanoes. You can see there's a volcano down here, for example, a couple of volcanoes sitting down the bottom there. So there should be about 12 of them on the map. So when I create the maps, there's 2 there, 1 down the bottom through there. So this is the so there's a volcano down that side, another volcano there, another 2 there, another 1 back over there. So this will be where volcanism down through here will be much closer to the surface. And even where we are, there's going to be like that bubble that we have as a volcano is just, what do they call it, a basilisk at this stage? It's a basilisk or whatever it is that pushes up. So there's like a bubble of magma, which is pushing up. It's like a volcano that hasn't broken the surface. There should be more. There's another volcano in the middle there. I just like having volcanoes around, another 2 at the top, another one there. So it's sort of, so I push the volcanism up on the actual world itself. And so usually, even if you sort of, like if you dig down deep enough, you are going to find magma. But typically on the maps that I generate, I'm going to have magma a bit higher than where it is usually. And sometimes it won't be, but in this case, we just happen to have like a bubble of magma, which is sort of, which has come up through here, essentially. So there's like a volcano that was trying to push its way up, if that makes any sort of sense. So if I just go back and click on done, when we have a look, we're down at elevation -30 at this point in time, and we have like a big river of magma running down through here. So I've then sort of created like a grate to stop big creatures from being able to swim through the magma and then swim into my fortress. So there is a vulnerability where they can actually get up through the hole where these things are, and you can see there I've got like other if I need to extend onto this one, I've just created like a little area that I'm going to be able to then go and create, and this one has got, I've got where the hole needs to be to then put this particular forge in, and that smelter, and then the forge is over through here. I've got one, that's where the forge is there, so I'm just sort of breaking through there. There's no longer that requirement, but it is now. I just like to do it for theme. It used to be that you had to do it in that location for these magma smelters to work and magma forges, so I still just do it that way, but I've done it so that I can then go back in and put, like that's the line of where that one will go to fall, so that will then sort of go down that way, and this one over through here will then be right in that corner there, and then moving down. So if I need to build more, I can then go and do that. So we're fairly secure because I've actually put in a grate in through here, a gabbro, which is gabbro is a material which is magma safe, so I can actually build into the magma with that particular one. And so the magma, then once you sort of strike the magma, you can then sort of see it as I go up each layer. It's just going to get sort of smaller and smaller. You can see the bubble in the bottom corner there, so it's just moving up, and then that's the top of the actual magma itself. So the very top of it is here, and then it sort of extends on down, and then that just goes all the way down. Then there'll be massive magma seas ultimately as we sort of start to come back through. We're seeing now molten rock back over this other side. We're going to start to see as we go deeper and deeper, we'll then sort of see that there'll be adamantine as well. So there'll be sort of some really valuable stuff down through here. It's quite interesting actually when you do hit magma, and I'll keep on showing it because there are some, as we sort of get towards the bottom end of this, like you can see there, so we're getting deeper and deeper, -51 layer now. We're going to find things like this. See how there's like a collection of diamond clusters, sapphires, diamonds. This is going to be, look, this is a pocket in here. There's like a special tunnel that's going to, well, there's a few different way that things actually work with tunnels in the game. We can go and dig this out if we wanted to, like if we can sort of get to it. There's going to be a lot more diamonds and things in through here. So that's something that would be doable for us to then go and grab. But it also then leads to other tunnels which go down into like a demonic area down at the very, very bottom of the fortress. And so the demons will then sort of be like out and about. And if we open it up too much, the demons will then come flooding into our version of our portion of the game. So we have to be careful of that one. And also with the adamantine, I'll just go down as low as I can with it, so you can see it's now going back over this side. And I was searching for the magma, and I kept on missing it. Like with where are we? You know, there's nothing else there. I got to this depth in here, and then found the magma. So that's as low as my fortress got. So I kept on trying to then search where the magma actually was from where we were, but we happened to just sort of get through all the way through. There was actually this layer here which I haven't been able to break into, and I'm not sure why, but the actual game continues on down. This is garnerite back in through here. Keep on going down. I'll just see if I can find, like, oh, that's as far down as it goes. So this is sort of like the bottom of the fortress in one sort of sense. So we've got garnerite back into this other side as well. But there should be adamantine areas. I don't know if we've found them yet. We may not have actually located them. But there should be like other tubes of here we go. We've got even more. This is another one of these big diamond cluster areas. So we've got like a big circle here. You can sort of see the circle quite pronounced. I could dig into there and actually and I don't know what I'll find. Like it could be nothing. I could get extremely rich, or I could actually end up opening up the hell essentially to my fortress. So we've got a few different ways we could do that one. So that's actually really accessible. Like that's really just, and you'll see that if I go on going up, there's more diamonds. They're all the way up. Diamonds with a little bit of magma in the middle through there. More diamonds in through this other side as well. So we start to sort of see, it just goes further and further up. These are still all different diamond clusters going further and further up through the fortress. So this is like the top of somewhere in here is like the top of where all those clusters actually were. But this is not too far away from where we are. If we sort of hit that at the top, in fact, you can see there it's emerald clusters, black diamonds in through there. So it's still actually going. And even when the magma is gone, it'll still be a tube of this material. So we do have to be careful that if we do dig into it, what's going to be going on. And then we've got our forges in through here. So what I think we'll do is we'll set up. I'll spend a bit of time just setting this one up properly. Sigmatica saying, "Hell sounds kind of bad, Daz." And I've heard bad things about it anyway. Yes, it is bad. It's to open it up is actually not good. So Elsa saying it's the D&D game. How most close to the tabletop game. Is that not? Isn't NetHack really ancient? Baldur's Gate 3 does not come close. So it's Earth Pimples there with what we have with the magma. But the magma is extremely useful to me at this point in time because I need to build up my military, and we've only got 3 soldiers at the moment. So let's go and focus on that one. We've got hematite being this magma forge is not doing anything, but we do actually have a couple of. If I just go to custom, what we'll see is with the metal, I'm just allowing only iron to go to here. Let's go and look at steel, and then we'll see if we can find clay as well, because we do actually have. In fact, let's finish off the clay instance. If we just go back up to say F3-ish, that's the top of the fortress. F4, that's that one there. F5. Yeah, we might be able to see the this stuff here. I actually thought this was clay. So lignite. Oh no, lignite is different. This is actually this makes coke. This is actually exactly what we do need. So I'm going to have to look at that. That's different again. It's this stuff here, the kaolinite. Kaolinite. So if I go and have a look at what kaolinite does, yeah, see how it's got all this clay stuff. This is kaolinite. Make a clay hive, clay crafts. Well, look up that one in kaolinite. So I'm not sure if I can actually use that to make what we need. So if we just go back across into here, and we'll just do a search for it. Kaolinite, there it is. Is a magma-safe pink red stone, much like bauxite, found in large clusters of ceramiculates. It is a material value of 1 like most stone, but can be made into medium-valued porcelain goods at a kiln or magma kiln. Okay, so we can actually do it there. Potters ordered to make clay or ceramic goods will use the closest source of clay, fire clay, or kaolinite by default. There we go. So we don't need to have a clay. We can use kaolinite. I thought we could. If you want to force your potters to use clay instead of more limited kaolinite, you do one of 2 things: forbid all kaolinite through the stocks menu, or set up a stockpile that either accepts only clay or that already has clay. So what we'll do is we'll bring kaolinite down. So hi Sev, how are you going? We'll bring the kaolinite down into the bottom. In the real world, kaolinite is one of the most common minerals. Being a clay mineral, kaolinite clay occurs in abundance in soils that are formed from the chemical weathering of rocks. So I'm not sure if we can actually build. We may be able to. There we go. It's widely as an anti-diarrhea medication. due to its absorbent qualities. All right, but we can make things out of kaolinite. So I think I'll actually bring that down. So we'll make sure that that's actually down near the furnaces. One thing I do actually have as well, in fact, if I just go back to the game, you can see I've got like staircases. Oh, that's up the top. I'll just go to F8 and then go back up. So when I go back up, I've got like a staircase that leads down there. I've got an up staircase there as well, which is not sort of really going anywhere. This thing goes down to this particular location. I'm going to be wanting to build staircases all the way up. So we're going to actually do a couple of different layers of setting everything up. So one thing I've done, if I go to the layer above, you'll notice that I've got a staircase, an up staircase there, and then a down staircase in the layer above that. I haven't built anything with this layer just yet, but I will at some point. So this is going to be another storage layer. This is a storage layer, and then we come back down to the bottom layer. Now what I want to be doing here is building a staircase that does go up through this particular location. And to do that one, it's a little bit tricky. I don't know if I can actually build it directly. Let's just see if we can actually start to do these just through the construction menu. This is actually a little bit of one of these sort of tricky things to do. Let's just go back into place structures. We'll just go back into constructions. We'll go to stairs. I'll keep on building, and I'll just see if I can actually get it to do it. So if I go and click on there and then up to there, yep, we will actually allow it. So I'm just going to go and do all with the Gabbro. So that actually is allowing me to start my staircase there. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to start there, go up, and Gabbro as well. Go down to here, up. And so I'm just connecting it back up with the top layer, with that layer through there. It's going to then force this one to be an up-down staircase. And look, even if we break through the bottom, it should then just become an up-down staircase. But I'm just going to go and force it here. So I'm actually constructing the staircase. Just do it all there, and so all of these little staircases will then just go all the way through, which will then give me connection to the storage areas that we're then going to sort of have further up. And I'm thinking that what I'll end up doing is I'll do like a bit of a mega project where I end up with a because it's a long way down. I could start to build like a railway to actually then start to as the fortress is becoming more and more secure. We may be able to just put in, I'll leave that one where that is, and then we'll just go and do the others. So that's just going to change them into up-down stairs. So that sort of now is going to then work. All right, that's all we need to do there. But we could end up with a railway, and we maybe start the railway from this layer in through here, and then have it go to the top of the fortress with the with various goods, and even to bring things down, I guess. But we can sort of set that up later. That won't be today. That's going to be a bit too complex. So anyway, that will then sort of be built, and we'll then actually have access going back through there. I do actually have these. This one here is for gold, iron. Let's go to steel. Actually, what we'll do is we'll go to kaolinite, and we'll now tell the kilns. I'll just get one kiln to work on kaolinite. So let's just go across here and go to stockpiles, and add a stockpile just into this bottom little area. This is just going to be literally just a working stockpile for kaolinite, except. And in this case, we're going to make it stone. Where are we? Stone in through there. Then we go to custom. And so with this one here, we don't want to have metal ores, so I'm just going to go none for any of those. But we've got economic is got kaolinite. And I'm just going to tell it, you're allowed to have kaolinite at this location. So that's the only one we're going to actually allow in. If we had gypsum, and I don't think we do, I would love to have gypsum. If I could get gypsum, I would actually create like a dedicated kiln just for gypsum, just to make plaster of Paris. It's the only sort of location that we actually have, or it's the only material that will actually do that. So, but I'm pretty sure we don't actually have any gypsum. So let's just go and see. Let's just go into stocks, and GY. Yeah, all I've got is I've been ordering gypsum plaster. And so we need this for our. So I've got every time a caravan comes, I buy it because it's it's too important for me, and so I need this to be able to set the bones of the dwarves. So this is vitally important to have, but we don't actually have any gypsum itself. We haven't come across that at all in the as we've sort of dug. So our location doesn't have gypsum, unfortunately. All right, so let's keep on going. So Zippy is saying, I made most of the images on this wiki. Oh, really? Oh, all the different bits and pieces. So you've been involved in editing the actual Dwarf Fortress wiki. What an incredible resource. Well, pat yourself on the back, Zippy. That's actually bloody awesome. It's awesome because this is such a good resource if you're playing Dwarf Fortress. And for example, we're going to now look at the steel industry and actually set up our steel industry. So if I go and click on steel, and we'll have a look at the steel industry. So steel is an alloy of iron and carbon. So we need to actually, and I always forget the exact way of doing this one, but we need to use that. I know that I've got that bituminous coal, and so I can actually now use the bituminous coal to create also what we do need. So refined coal made at a smelter. It's the best common metal for smithing weapons and armor. So steel also has the third highest value of all metals, tied with that of gold. But we're going to only use steel for making equipment for our dwarfs. So steel can be created at a smelter by a dwarf and a furnace operator. So only dwarven civilizations produce and regularly make use of steel. So this is good for us. Now what we need is sedimentary layers. We've got hematite already, which is great. Now we do need to have a flux, so we need to have a flux stone. If you have no sedimentary layers, your only hope to make steel is, so what do we need? We need, to smelt steel you need iron bars, which we've got, flux stone, I have to just see what the flux stone is that we've got. I think that limestone is a flux stone. Let's have a quick look and see. Calcite, chalk, dolomite, limestone. There it is, and I'm pretty sure we've got limestone. So that's good. So flux stones are classified as materials that can be used in the creation of pig iron and steel at a smelter. All flux has a material value of 2. So we do actually have limestone. I don't think I've seen marble. We may have dolomite. We'll have a look and see what we've actually got. So now I don't know if we need that. Let's just go back and see what we actually have to have here. Flux is used to remove impurities, including carbon, while fuel, charcoal or coke, removes oxygen and puts back a small amount of carbon. So it's just telling us what we have to do. So what we need to do in through here is we need hematite or some sort of way of creating iron ore, charcoal from wood, or coke from imported bituminous coal or lignite. So that's what we're going to end up having is bituminous coal. So what we do in through this other side is steel making from iron bars is 2 steps compared with 1 step for other alloys. And both steps require coke or charcoal as part of the actual reaction, combining that fuel with the other ingredients. This is required in addition to any heating source if using a non-magma smelter. Now, we actually have a magma smelter, so we don't need to worry about that one. If starting from iron ore, you first need to create iron bars. Steel or iron or pig iron cannot be created directly from ore. 1 ore creates 4 bars, but the recipe only requires 2 at a time. So necessary ingredients produce 2 steels of bars. So 2 bars of iron, 2 units of flux, and 4 units of fuel, or only 2 if magma is powered. So which is what we have. So it's essentially 2, 2, and 2, and that creates 2 steels of bar, 2 bars of steel. There we are. Unless you're using a magma smelter, smelting iron ore to create iron bars also requires +1 unit of fuel. Yep, that's okay. Blah 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 blah. So we've got the. I'm pretty sure we've got either dolomite or limestone. For larger production runs, if using a non-magma smelter, you can have create more fuel. That's okay. So use 1 iron bar to create pig iron. So step 1. So 1 bar of iron, 1 flux stone, 1 unit of fuel. So we need to bring down the fuel and we need to bring down the flux stones as well. 1 unit of fuel or magma to heat the forge. Yep, which we don't need to do. Produces 1 bar of pig iron. Combine the pig iron bar with the second iron bar to produce steel. So 1 bar of iron, 1 bar of pig iron, 1 flux stone, 1 unit of fuel, and again heating it all up. And so that then, so it's quite a convoluted process to create steel. But let's do it. So let's actually make that the thing that we actually do right now. So G. Jenner is saying, my AI girlfriend left me for a wiki editor. That's funny. All right, so you can fully automate this production of steel via a work order. So we can do it this way. So make 9 coke from bituminous coal in through there. So we can smelt. So we want to create coke from the coal. So that will be important. Smelt 8 magnetite or hematite, yeah, blah, 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 which we've got hematite. And make 9 coke from bituminous coal. Yeah, we've done that one. So we can set up the orders to do this one. Make 16 iron bars, then add the condition to restart if completed. Okay, this is actually telling us exactly how we set up our production for steel. There is actually also a metal additional thing you can actually just load in, but I think this is actually sort of seems better to me to actually just follow this one back through. So so if we go and start this process, we've just got to figure out where we actually go and do this from. So yeah, I'll keep this one open and have a look and see where we are, because what I do want to be doing here is to set this one up. So what we need to do is, this one here is smelting garnerite, this one is smelting hematite again, this one here is smelting, and so we're going to be needing to, we've got one here that's doing gold, one that's doing hematite. I could actually just have them start to sort of roll things around, but we do actually have a couple more that I can make use of. So if I go back into here and add a new task, and I can make coke from lignite. Actually, I should be able to make coke as well from we've got more than, is it only lignite that we got? I thought we actually had bituminous coal. Maybe it is lignite in the top. I'll just go back up to F5, go down. Oh, it's lignite. Lignite is what we have. So we have lignite on different layers. On this layer through here. This is actually chert in the wall. We also need to get the flux stone. So if we have a look at, I'll just look for limestone. Yeah, if we're making armor stands out of limestone, it means that we do actually have it. If we go to stones, it's not showing us there. But the fact that we've got limestone boulders, there we are. We've got heaps of limestone. So we've got limestone everywhere. So we'll need to then be using the limestone. So we'll need to bring that one down as well. So what we want to do is we want to start to have like the stuff that we need available to us. And so we're just going to go and start to build an area down in F8. Let's just go back up to the layer above, and so we're going to ultimately end up with areas into here. I might just clean all this stuff up. So I'm just going to go and dump this stuff. So if I just go across into this menu here, which yeah, I'm sitting just above it, that's good. I'm just going to go and tell it to designate for dumping. I'm just going to go and create dump zones of all of this stuff. This garnerite is really it's just in the way. It's not really going to be all that useful to me. So I'm just going to go and dump all of this. And that's all of that. I've got gabbro down through there as well, which we don't really sort of need. I'm just going to pop these out of the way. So I'll just go down. We do actually have like a garnerite. Well, we need to have garnerite somewhere down in this other side. I think this is the smelter that we're using. I'm just going to pop it into there. So if I then just go across and just use the arrow keys, I'm just going to position that one down below, like right at that location. Actually, I don't even need to do that because I can just go across into DF hack now, go into the GUI auto dump, and then just double click in here. There we are. All that garnerite has now been placed there. And this is a really handy little way to clean up the fortress. I'm now just going to go through and auto dump all of this stuff. So that is all going to be dumped. So that's now all been designated. And so all of this rock, I really don't need it down here, but I just want to get it out of the way. So rather than cheat and actually move it all the way up, in fact, I'll just clean up I might as well clean up the fortress now with this. I'll leave it. Actually, I'll do all this stuff in through here as well. There's a lot of rock and stuff that we actually have that from when we actually had sort of dug all this out. So let's just go and get rid of all of these things. We'll just dump all of this. That's okay. We've got garner right in through there as well, which will just be in the way ultimately. Get those, get that, get that. I might take it to the top of the fortress, just where we've got all of the stuff. So I'll just go and position that one. If we go back further down, there'll be still more of it, sort of everywhere really. Some of this won't actually go because we're going to be using it for building stuff. So it won't. Not all of it will actually disappear. I'll just go back up to F5. Now I shall grab this while I'm here as well. We don't want all this stuff in here. Move that one in. That one as well. That one as well. I'll just clean up the areas. So there's our were goblin. Still, we haven't taken it off just yet. All of this stuff needs to go. Okay, I've just cleaned up the areas of the fortress that we don't want to have stuff on. F4. Yep, we'll just go back into here, and I'll just go and set up like a zone. This is sort of where I've got like a lot of stone making stuff. You can see I've got lots of lignite through there. If I just go and if I go again to the auto dump, it then just places all that stuff in through there. I've got all this lignite in through this other side. What I might do is I might even just cheat here and do the same deal again. Just go and dump all of this down in the bottom of the fortress. We do need it down the bottom there. So I'll just go and grab all that. Is that how much? We've got heaps of kaolinite there as well. I'll do that separately. But in this case, I'm just going to go down to F8. We're going to be needing to place it in here somewhere. So I'll just go and pop it in here, I guess. So Control H. Just the auto dump. There we go. So the lignite is now all in there. It just cleans things up quite nicely. Yeah, these things in through here that have been designated for dumping, these are being used for building the staircase. So I'll just right click and just go and change it to remove the dumping designation now on these, because these are required for building the staircases. There should be 2 at each one. There we are. That's one there, that side. That way they'll just be able to keep on sort of doing what they're doing. That should all be okay. All right. Even the garnerite, I might just go back through and just clean up this area as well, just so we've got a nice clean dungeon or nice clean fortress. So that'll all be used. We'll get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one as well. And yep, that'll do. Go back up. Actually, I might as well just pop this one. We had a couple there. We had a heap of them in here actually. So I've actually now dumped. I've got all those ready for dumping. I'll move all of them up to the layer above it again as well. So I'll just go and position these somewhere, like over here somewhere. Actually, I might even just leave these big dumps of stuff just in the middle of the like of this line. I'm ultimately going to be putting different stockpiles down this way. So we've got the all the lignite is there. So Control H just to bring up that one there, and then that's just all the stuff. Oh, I've got bars and bin blocks and stuff. Oh, I've actually captured things which I didn't mean to capture. Iron bars. This has all been set for dumping. All right, we're going to need to move all this stuff back. Actually, I can't undo that. Just manually go through and undump this stuff. all the iron bars. Gold bars. I must have accidentally moved these in. Actually, if I go and dump that one, I might just see if I can dump these back somewhere, sort of a bit more sort of central. I'll just try doing yeah, I've actually dumped. I've grabbed the wrong things. There was actually there was something underneath here. So we'll just go and put the gold one back and just see if this one works. I'll place it here just so I can. Actually, no, I can still place it there. So Control H. So just cleaning this one up. Have a bit of a look and see what that one's got. So that's the gold bars have now all been put back in there. That's all we needed to have there, which is good. Go back up to the next one here, and then we had the this one here is iron bars. So we'll go and designate that one. And now we're going to be probably changing this a little bit, but I'll place them in here, I think. So we'll just go Control H. Okay, that's the iron bars back. More iron bars. I just need to undesignate those. And yeah, that one there. Whoops, hang on. Control H. And one more. So we've got a lot of iron that we've actually now created. So we'll end up sort of, and we've got it there ready for smelting, but ultimately we'll use this for steel. So we'll come back up again. And then we've just got one more. So we've got a fair bit of iron. Control H. There we are. All right, that just cleans that back up again. It just makes it nice and neat with what we end up having in these sort of stockpiles. So that will be good. So that's good. What we actually have in through there. Now the smelting of what we need to then go and do. So we're going to have to get a bit of a process going where we end up with the lignite coming back through this other side. So what I'm going to do is tell it we need to process the lignite into coke, and then and we need to also get the limestone. Now I think I'll just cheat again. I'm just going to go to F5. You've got Firelight through there and Gabbro. Actually, I'll grab the kaolinite. So let's just go and designate this for dumping. We'll just move this one down to the bottom of the fortress, just so we can make clay things just nice and easily. This is cheating, by the way, but it's not bad cheating. Now this is going to be our kaolinite stockpile, so I'm just going to pop that one in the bottom of the stockpile there. So, whoops, not that one. Just going to go across. Control H. There we are. So just got heaps of kaolinite now ready at that particular location. I need to sneeze. Hang on. Hopefully it will go away. Yep. And so that's the kaolinite is now down there, so we can sort of start to now make use of the clay at this location. We are collecting sand in through this other side. I probably should have like a sand stockpile. I think I'll actually just go and create one down in one of these locations. So we'll accept this, and this sand is an unusual place. I think it's under finished goods. Now what is it? Type stone and clay. I always lose track of where it actually is. Because it sort of ends up in bags. It's not there. Other materials. Okay, so it's not that. What else would it be? Wouldn't be bars and blocks. Just go none for that. Gems, leather, corpses, refuse. I don't think it's this. We've got bags. maybe this. Nope. I always lose track of where the sun actually is. Sand isn't part of this. Yeah, it's not stone as such. I'm pretty sure it's not furniture. Oh, there it is, sandbags. It is furniture. So, this one, like to get sandbags, like you need to go to furniture or siege ammo, and then just go to the sandbags there. So that will be sort of where that one actually is. So that's now going to have, and so I'll just double check. What have we got in through here? Got 7 bins. I'm going to reduce that. I'll allow 1 bin there, but I don't think we even need bins. I think it's just bags will just be there, placed there, I think. So I'll leave that one where that is. All right, so that's the that'll be the sand ready for the glass making. We've got the kaolinite here ready for the kiln. We'll just keep on going back up. We'll just might as well finish off all of this stuff now. So let's go and give our work orders. So we're going to I'm going to sort of follow what the wiki was saying about building the steel industry up. And so what we need to do is we need to make coke. If we go back out to the wiki and just have a bit of a look. So make 9 coke from bituminous coal, or make 18 coke from lignite. So we'll go and do that one. So we've got so we'll just follow this one through here. Add a condition to restart if completed. Check daily, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So we'll just go into this one through here. I'm pretty sure we don't actually have that particular work order. If we go back to our work orders, this is how we tell the fortress to sort of go and do different things. And I'm pretty sure we don't have making coke or anything. We do have things like making soap, and we haven't done that yet, actually. That's actually important for us to start to sort of work our way through that as well. Got easy meals. We should have more difficult meals. Yeah, we did fine and lavish meals as well in the last one. Milking animal is automatic. I can import, if I go Control-I, I can then import like the furnace area of doing things. I might just have a look at it and see what it brings in. So I'm just going to bring that one in, and that just now is, yeah, here we go. This is actually now making, then we'll get rid of the ones that we don't need. So we've got, so making charcoal, we don't need that. So let's ditch that one. Yes, proceed. Making that charcoal there, we don't need as well. So this is actually one where there's, we just don't need it. So off you go. Bituminous coal, we actually don't have any bituminous coal. So it's making 4 coke from lignite. So I'll allow that one to stay there. Making pearl ash, we'll get rid of that as well. Collecting sand. Now, do we have collecting sand? I'm thinking that I don't think I do actually as an automatic thing. So I'll actually have that as one of my work orders. I think that's a good thing for us to have. Make raw green glass is fine. I'll leave that one. The clear glass, the crystal glass. Extract metal strands. We're not going to worry about that one. That's actually if we get adamantine. So we'll ditch that one for now. Making adamantine wafers. We're not going to be doing that one. Yes, and then melting metal objects. We're not going to do that either. This is just sort of examples of what we could then go and do. So with the crystal, it's mainly green glass is what we're going to be sort of needing to do in through here. If I go into the work orders themselves, so we need to have sand. We do need pearl ash here. So we're not going to be able to do this one. So we'll ditch that particular. I'll get rid of I'll just have green glass, which is the easiest of the glass. This just requires sand, refined coal, and then raw green glass. So I'll just leave that one in through there. Yep, that's actually fine, those numbers. So I'll just leave that where that actually is. Collecting sand. If we have empty bags, at least 10, which we have, and sand-bearing items is at most 30, which is fine. So we'll just get those done. So they'll then come down into the bottom of the fortress, I would assume. Making coke from lignite. So this one here, if we have a look and see, we need to have amount of lignite is at least 5, and the amount of refined coal is available is at least 5. So this is not something that we need to do. So it's just only the lignite. So we're just going to go and do that because we don't need to be burning it. So we don't need refined coal here at all. Yeah, the refined coal is not something that we require. So just the lignite is at least 5. Then just essentially just make it. So that's going to be fine. Make coke from lignite. So that one should actually end up sort of starting. So if we just go across and right click, that's it. Pretty much down through that other side. So from there, we can then go down to, so that's going to get everything sort of established to at least get the coke. It's only making 4 at a time. That will still be okay because we'll then start to sort of make use of it over time. We may change the number there to just get like a batch of them. It's saying to get 18 of them, but we'll sort of we'll just let it continue on with what it's doing. Again, if I go and import, I then actually have I've got military. Where I can sort of start to then sort of build up things with military. I've got rock stock stuff as well, smelting. And I don't know exactly what these will bring in. Let's just have a look and see what these actually add. So this is smelting. And again, there's going to be heaps in here, which is actually probably something I shouldn't have done. So we don't actually have that one. We don't have cassiterite. Galena we don't have. Garnerite we do have. Hematite we do have. Horn silver we don't have. Limonite we don't have, I don't think. Magnetite, I don't think we've got that. Malachite. I mean, I can just leave all this on here because it'll sort of sort itself out. Aluminium. Copper ore we don't have, I don't think. Native gold we do have. Silver we don't. There's a lot here that's... I shouldn't have brought this one in. Sphalerite we don't have. Tetrahedrite we don't have. And then it's making the bismuth bronze bars, etc. I'm just going to ditch all of these as well. Black bronze we won't make that. Brass we won't make. Now we do have tin that we could possibly make use of. There's a lot to get rid of. Electrum we don't need. Fine pewter. Probably there will be steel in here. Yeah, here we go. This will be the stuff that we're wanting. So we then actually have make pig iron bars. Yes, we do want that. I'll come back to that one. Rose gold we don't need. Steel bars we do need. Sterling silver. So we'll just go back this way. So we'll end up sort of getting what we require here, and then we've got the pewter bars. So we've then got the steel and pig iron. So the pig iron, if we have a look and see what it requires. So iron bars, it needs at least 5. Flux boulders, yes. Refined coal, not yet, but we will actually have that one. So we need to make, this is where we need to then make so this is not satisfied, but then the amount of pig iron bars is at most 10. That's fine, we'll just leave that one where that is. And then steel. In this case, I'm going to be wanting a lot of steel. So so the iron bars, yes. Pig iron bars we need. Flux boulders we got, yes. Refined coal we will be making, and then steel bars available is at most 10. I'm going to change that number to say 40, just so we've got like a lot of it. And so they're going to keep on pumping these through. And I'll do the same with the pig iron as well. So the pig iron bars. And I'll make that one 40 as well. So we'll allow now the I won't start to build the actual steel items yet, but we'll just sort of at least get the industry up and running. Now the native gold, hematite, what's the numbers there? Okay, so this one here, it only does it if there's only 10 iron bars. I'm going to change that to 40 as well. Now we've already got a thing that's just going through and making them anyway. Smelt hematite, yep, garnerite. I'll just allow that to sort of go through. The iron, where's just normal iron? Oh, no, this is here. This is it here. Yep, that's okay. So hematite. Did we change the number? Whoops. I'm thinking that this is only a 1 per day. I might change the number here to like, actually no, I'll leave it like that for now, and just sort of see how we go with sort of building things up. Actually no, I will actually make this one so we end up with, say, like five per day for each of these. This only gets checked once per day. Hematite, we'll do 5. Garnerite, 5. That'll do. All right, that's just going to get our steel making underway. So let's now just go and unpause. We've got 15 hostiles. I did check it before I started the recording. These are all just undead outside. Oops, hang on. There we are. So let them sort of start to come in and build things. So they are just making the hematite ore there. Slaughtering hens. Turkey skin is fighting. That's not really a problem. Okay, Spring Plague has become attached to a copper spear. Yep, this is all good. So we've got wild boars are becoming wild. Giant wild boars are becoming wild again. So we've got like a whole lot of them in here, which we should be. So these boars, I'm trying to either have them have babies, which actually, what's the turkey hen doing there? Is this one undead? Oh, it's skin. Yeah, this is an undead skin that was captured. So we've got, because it's a zombie zone that we're actually in, so we've sort of got like zombie creatures everywhere. There's a dwarf, a zombie dwarf there. Actually, who is it? Oh, it's someone's arm. Eater's arm. Again, zombie. It's zombie stuff everywhere. But we did capture these giant wild boars. Let's just actually with the top of the fortress. Yeah, we've closed off the fortress. This is fine. Falcons is actually now getting the sandbags, getting those ready. So getting that one ready for the glass making. Yeah, then there's different things that sort of then occurred down in the actual fortress itself. So we're sort of ready everywhere now, I think, to, yeah, so that wild boar. What I might do is I might just go back down to, I think it was F6-ish, where we had this guy here. So these are, these in through here, the giant wild boar. If we, yeah, that's not going to do it. Yeah, so we've got training. I might check the training on these in through here as well. If I go back into zones, I do actually have a training zone in here for these wild boars. So if we go back and have a look at the details, actually no, that's not going to do it. Yeah, if we go back to other pets and livestock, I don't think we'll see them in here as such. We've got one that actually where they had a baby, and so that one then became a tame one that we could then sort of make use of. So we want to keep the training up for the. Yeah, you can see there that these are this is trained. So this is exceptionally trained. So this stray wild boar here is trained. We've got 2 females there as well, trained and caged. So this one here is exceptionally well trained simply because it's actually it's been sort of set up as, like this one was the baby, I think. So I'm going to go and I think I'll release these trained wild boars. Now they are losing their status. Some of them are losing their status a little bit here. The trainer is Toulon. So we can actually change. Yeah, Toulon is a high master animal trainer. So Vinyl Rabbit started off the process. So this one here we haven't actually sort of named as such. But these are, so he's actually done an incredible job there. I'll just get Toulon back to be the trainer in through this other side. So I think I'll actually release these and actually move them up to the other location. Like we've got like a piggery for these guys, for the wild boars. So which one is that? Oh, that one was caught there. It's still not there, but that's where it was caught. back at the top of the fortress. If we just go back down into the it was F6 and then up one. So what else do we have into here? We've got a trained wild boar there. Except, oh, that one's the one that's exceptionally well trained. That one's still wild. So if we go back to other, I think it will now show up in other. Yeah, so these wild boars in through here. This one is caged. So the trainer in through this other side. So we've only got the one of them that just requires training all the time. Like that, we have to just keep on sort of getting it trained. So you can see there's a lot of undead that we've got caught with different things over time. Now this one is friendly but caged, but this is actually going to be the one that changes into a were creature on the full moon. So that'll be coming fairly soon. I think what I'll do with these is to release them. I'm just going to go into the stockpile that if we go back up to the top, near the top of the fortress. Where was it? We ended up with I can't remember exactly where they all were. There's empty cages in through here. Yeah, this one here. Just go back into the zone. Click on this one through here, and if we just go and add in, like so, select animals to go into this one through this other side, so we can go across to the wild. These trained wild pigs will then sort of show up. So I'm just going to go and place all three of those in that location. So they'll now be moved up into this particular zone with the other. This one's completely domesticated. The other ones are just trained, but we'll just go and leave them up through there. Getting the poults out, probably going to go off and slaughter them, I would imagine. So it's fairly, yeah, here we go. In you go. Get rid of that poult. So now actually, this now should start to have babies. So these are giant boars, and the reason they're giant boars is that if we have a look again at the map, it's a bit hard to sort of see it on here, but what we end up having is we're here inside this location. This little brown location here is actually is a reanimating biome. So this is like an evil biome that we happen to be in, but we're right on the edge of this of the hills of homage. So the hills of homage are actually like a very, very wild land, and so they actually form large or giant creatures, and the giant creatures then wander into our map, and that's actually, so if we go back out again, just press F1 and just go to the top of the fortress. If I have a look across, wherever it rains this abhorrent goo is the haunted zone, but we can see the edge of it where when we come back down into here, this biome through here is actually this is a completely different biome, and so it splits literally like through here. So this is actually the giant biome. So any creature that wanders in here will actually end up being, like, any creature will essentially most likely be a giant creature. Will be there's a good chance that will be the case. But there is actually so a large portion of this is actually very, very friendly. Like, we've got nice trees. We've got pears on the ground at this point in time. Pear leaves, all sorts of different stuff. Ginkgo. So there's but if we then come back up into the haunted zone is basically sparse. There's nothing growing in here. It's just it's the mountain essentially is a haunted mountain that we live on. Let's unpause and just let things sort of develop until we wait for something to actually happen. Now this one here, where is that? It's forgotten its training. This will still be trained, I think. Semi-wild. But it has trainer, yes. And so the trainer will then just come in and actually train it. But I'm wanting them to have babies, is the ideal. I'm sort of loath to slaughter them because they come back to life, which they will. They could be quite damaging. Now, what have we got? The full moon. Here we go. So we've actually now got ourselves a full moon, and so we now have Coots Mob. The goblin has transformed into a were llama. I thought it was a were llama. I couldn't remember what sort of animal it was. Let's have a look and see. Now, So inside this cage, we now actually have a were llama. This is actually him in through here. Now, he should be able to break out of this, but he's not. We've got a caravan that's now arrived as well. Right on the full moon, but this is okay because we've got him sort of trapped inside this particular location. Now, one thing with this particular were creature, I've got him locked in the cage, but also locked in that room. I'll just go into now this is early autumn. This is actually one of our caravans, so I'm just going to go and click on OK, then quickly pause. So I'm going to ultimately have this also tied to a. I'm going to have to sort of set up another lever for releasing the cage. So we'll actually, I might just go while I'm here, just go and build another lever. So I'll change the name of this one to the weregate lever. So I'll just go and rename it. Weregate. And this little gate here is then going to be called that as well. And it looks like he can't break open. He may be able to. I thought that they could smash open. I didn't think we could actually keep them inside cages like this. But I'm going to create another one of these things in through here. If we just go back to machines and levers and just go and build another one in through there. Yep, that's it. So that's now going to be set up as well. So when the full moon is finished, and he sort of doesn't do anything, that will be okay. Now we need to open up the fortress. So we'll go back up again. So we've got that's all been done. Yep, that's okay. We'll just remove those. We don't remove the ones that we don't really need. Yep, we know about that one. That's not a problem. He's under control. Goblin outpost liaison has arrived. Actually, that's Goblin. The Goblin outpost liaison. Toulon. Now this is not from the goblins. This is a goblin that lives and has become like the. If we have a look and see, I'll show you again what this actually is. If we go back to the civilizations, so we are part of. And when we hover over where we are, actually, if I just go and click on done for a second, just go back out again. So we are the dwarven fortress of Tinkling Hammer. Our site government is the contested hammer. The civilization is the truthful tomb. So the truthful tomb. If we go back to civilizations and have a look at the truthful tomb. So we've got an alliance with the Parched Union, an alliance with the elves as well. So humans and elves, we've got an alliance with kobolds. We've got peace with. We've got the contested hammer, which is our site government. This is us locally, and then we've got the truthful tomb. And you can see down through there, we've got it's got Nomal, which is the king. We've got different counts and baronesses and barons of the various locations around the different fortresses that are back in through here. We're almost big enough for us to become with better nobility. We've got a mayor at this stage, but we'll just let it go a little bit larger. And so down the bottom there, we've got a general, so Logum. Then we've got a diplomat, a woodcutter, and then we've got the Toulon is the outpost liaison. And I'm thinking it says goblin. I'm not sure why it's got the goblin stuff in through there. We're at war with the goblins. We actually did that one. We cheated to make that war happen. But this is actually our civilization back in through here. So they've just arrived at the fortress. We need to open up the gates. So we just go back up to F3. And F3 is where we've got this area. So we've got the drawbridge at the top, and then we've got the trade bridge there. So I'm just going to go out to the drawbridge and pull the lever, do it now. So we're just going to tell the dwarves to go and do that one. There's 14 hostiles left on the map, which won't really worry me so much. So caravan has now arrived. We'll have a quick look and see where they are. So they're down here. Again, they're not bringing actual caravans in at this point in time. And so I thought that we would by now. And then the outpost liaison is actually, it is a goblin. So we've got so Toulon is a goblin who happens to just be part of our actual civilization. So somehow we've probably captured him, and then he's then worked his way into a position of authority. Disdains friendship, yep, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he's a liaison. So we'll just go and watch and see if somebody then comes and drops this particular drawbridge. You can hear the werewolf. Yeah, there we go. That's now done. Yep, that's now done. We'll go and check and see what actually happens if he does manage to break out during the full moon. He won't break out of the fortress. This will then drop. And the others will then arrive. Here he comes. So he's going to go down and have a meeting. Oh, he's transformed back. It's now the end of the full moon. So he's now transformed back. Let's just go and see. Did he stay inside the cage? He did indeed. So what we're going to do here is we're going to now pull this lever. Do it now. And then we're going to connect this one up to here. So I'll wait for that to actually happen, and then then we can just release the cage. So we can sort of watch him wander around inside that particular zone. We could do other things with him. The fact that he didn't actually break out of that cage is interesting. I don't know why. I thought he could. Okay, that's fine. We can just get rid of that one. Yep, he's back in being a goblin inside the cage again. So that's fine. Collect sand has been done. Now, this is Cave Crocodile. These are actually fighting outside. We don't have to worry about those. I've got the alerts coming. So I'll just get rid of those as well. And really, I'll just wait until we end up getting the information coming through. So we'll keep that open. One thing I might do on the outside, though, is just build even more traps just while we can. It doesn't seem to be raining at like the goo at this stage. So let's go and build more. So we just go up to F1. I mainly want to do it around the corners of the fortress. So I'll just go and position just a few. Actually, if they're going to be coming, it's probably going to be this way here. Let's just go and build a few more of these. So we'll just go to cages. Oops, hang on, that's not it. Traps. Cage traps. I'll just go into the planning mode. That way we can just sort of very quickly build these. I doubt whether we're going to be coming in around this corner, but the corners are often the areas that you want to have. I can't do those corners. The corners are often where units will come along and then sort of move around the corner. So I'll just go and leave that one there. Might just position cage traps all the way along this way as well. So we'll just go and get those built while we can, while we've got everything open. As we sort of come back up, eventually this will then be set up for for actually some sort of artillery, some sort of group. We've now got goo all over the roof, so we'll just leave that where that is. Here comes the liaison. Let's just go and watch him. He'll then go and have a meeting. So he's told the mayor that he wants to have a talk. Here they are. So they're now talking back in through this other side. If we just go and right click. So this is Vinyl Rabbit, the mayor, and it's now talking with Toulon. Now I don't know why they're talking in here, but this is where they've decided to have their meeting. Not the best place. They should be actually meeting in the mayoral quarters. I wonder if we didn't set that up properly. Let's just have a look and see. Still following. I'll just go to F5, F6, F7, no, F8, no, F4, F4. Did we set this one up properly? If we just go back and look at the zones, yeah, this is Vinyl Rabbit's office. This is where they should be meeting. So they should be meeting there. Anyway, we'll just go back to F5. Actually, no, it's even further up. F3-ish, I think. Yeah, here they are here. So they're now conducting diplomacy, and so we can just go back across. So the mayor is meetings with the goblin outpost liaison Toulon, and saying, "I'm your liaison from the Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation." So it's a bit grey as in terms of it doesn't have like you can have goblins and elves and things working inside your area. Now it's actually added information to the civilization, which would show exactly what that information actually is on this screen. Now we should get information about the war that we sort of created. We'll have a look at that in just a minute. Now, make requests for next year's caravan. And again, the main thing I really want to make sure that, because I do have a shortfall on powders, on gypsum powder. So I want gypsum powder. So I'll just click on done. So it's going to be costing a fair bit. So I do that every year. They're looking for backpacks and leg wear. I don't really worry about this one so much, but because all I do is just sell them crafts. So that will be okay. Oh, it's raining abhorrent goo. That's going to make everyone a bit unhappy. A bit unhappy now. So unfortunately, that's a problem. So all of the stuff that was outside is now going to be an issue. What's that there? Oh, it's a rotten, mangled corpse in through there as well. Some human. I don't know. Don't even know where that one came from, to be honest. Let's just go back up the top again. So all of this stuff, they're all out here. We are building up. I think I'll just let them do this, do what they're doing, and we'll just sort of start to, we'll just allow them to, whoever goes out there is going to become a bit unhappy in the goo, in the rain. Well, we'll just have to see how we go. So they're going to be coming in here to start to do the trading. I can move goods to or fro. I'll wait until they actually set up, and then we'll sort of go and deal with that. These guys are all coming out to build the cage traps. Let's go back down the bottom of the fortress now while all this is happening, and we'll just sort of watch and see. So what are we doing in here? We're making coke from lignite now, and this one here is getting gold nuggets and sort of making smelting native gold. We do actually have that now set up as a. I can actually remove this and just see if that actually then starts to kick in. We've got a fair few of those, and same with the hematite. Let's just see if we can actually get those to ultimately just sort of do its own thing. So any of these areas can then sort of start to have, we've got the hematite there as well. I'll just turn that one off. Garnerite, I'll turn that one off as well. Yeah, so we're making nickel bars here. Actually, we do have coke there, so we've actually made a lot of coke at these locations, and then these are coming across to be used somewhere else as well. So these have all been set up for something else, but I haven't seen any actual order come in yet. So we'll wait and sort of see. It should be for making pig iron. Let's unpause. Yep, we don't have to worry about that. Merchants are now unloading. All that fighting is going on between the undead down the bottom and others. Good, they're using wheelbarrows to do things. That's good. Like sand is now done. Oh, these are now done as well. So we now actually have up-down stairs that go all the way up to the top here. I might just go and create like another zone in the top. I'll just make it the same size. Just check and see, and we'll just go down the bottom here. And then eventually we'll make this into like a finished goods area. So I'll just leave that where that is. So we'll start to sort of build different things across these three different layers. Okay, the trader is now ready to trade. So we'll just go back into here. They're now going to be offloading what they do. Let's go back into this other side, move the goods to and fro. What we need to do here is go back to bins. And we then actually have, we're going to have lots of finished good bins which are going to be close, and we've sort of set it up so that we've got like all these bins in through here will be full of goods that are actually that are useful. So we're just going to go and throw that one in, so that one can just come back through, and there's going to be lots of just little knickknacks and stuff for us to go and sell. We have bars and blocks which I don't really want to be selling as such. Finished goods, again, only 5. There's going to be totems and things. So we'll sell those as well. The ones that are like the finished good bins further down are going to have stuff that's more useful to us. Having said that, there's like a lot of these tunics and stuff which we can actually go and sell if we wanted to. I'll bring that up because there's stuff in there that we don't want anymore. I should actually bring all my old clothing up, but there's stuff in there that we do want, so I'm going to have to sort of go specifically through that particular bin. I might have a look at some of the others as well. It's cloth bins, finished goods. Again, it's got some old clothes. So we might actually make sure that we bring their clothes up to sell as well. They do tend to like the old clothes. Yeah, I won't worry about those at all. Yeah, that'll do. So we'll just go and bring these up and wait for those to come in. All right, now we'll bring the trader in. Broker requested. So Falcons, the broker, will then come into the into what we're doing here. Still running goo. Looking at the unhappiness as well, just to sort of see if anything does sort of change there. There we go. Falcons is now here, so we can now start to trade with the actual trade caravan. We've got 19 hostiles. Let's just double check and see where they actually are. So these are undead down in the bottom layer of the fortress. Are they all down there? There's just more here than what we thought. Here we go. We've got a whole lot of chinchillas by the looks of things. Yeah, chinchilla corpses. This is an undead biome, so they've all sort of wandered in from the bottom here. Got another 5. That sort of makes up the difference that we sort of saw through there. So all the zombie creatures down the bottom here are they're all accounted for essentially. There will be more and more zombies as they kill off different units, different creatures. So we can't really sort of do much about those. Leather bag is completed. Let's just go back up to F3, F1. Just go to F1 again, and then just go down to the trade caravan. All right, so we do now have Falcons is in through here, our broker. So we will trade. So we'll get started. Oh, we're awaiting one item. Okay, we'll just wait for that item to arrive. That will then appear over on this table. No, it's not there yet. Let's get rid of all that stuff. There it is. All right, now we can trade. So we've got like heaps of these. We'll just go and sell all of those. That bin. This one is also just actually these sound chests and things. I don't want to be selling those. This is the one with the clothes that we wanted to go and sell off. To see how much we can actually sell into this stuff. So these are old clothes. That one's still good. Anything with the X or double X is really badly worn. But hey, they still like it, and then all of these things can then be sold. And that's it. Okay, so we've got 1,400 that we can actually then go and sell to them. Eventually, we'll make golden things as well and start to sort of make much more valuable things to actually sell them as well. So the merchants have arrived. Let's just go now and see what they've got. They've got platinum, sandstone, got crystal glass. Could be interesting. Dwarven ale. Only one lot of ale in it. Bronze mail. No, we're not going to worry because we're going to be making steel fairly soon. So even like you can see there, the value of an iron shield is 193, but if it was steel, it would be so much more. So we're going to ultimately be able to even sell that as well. Now the gypsum plaster, this is what I'll keep on asking for. So give me all of that, please. I'll take as much gypsum plaster as I can get my hands on. Dimple, that's a die. I don't really worry about that one so much. In this case, we've only got like we've only got 360. We'll just see what else they've got. Lots of cloth, which is always valuable. Food we don't really need. Just looking at the food and drinks up the top there. None of those really. Plump helmets. Yeah, don't really need those either. Different things. I might just get a. We've got enough cheese ourselves. We make enough cheese. There's a bookcase there. Okay, so there's a lot we can, and I do want to keep on getting things. So I might just get a bit of cheese in through here. I won't get the dwarven cheese. That sounds like it's actually milk from dwarves. Just keep on going back up the top. Just different things in through there. Different prepared meats. I'll go with some cloth, some of these cloth bins. Trader profit is still green, so that's actually means that they will still trade that. This cloth bin. Now they won't. So I'll just go and I'll just ditch that one for a second and just see what else there is that we could maybe get our hands on. Yeah, a lot of this stuff I'll grab. That's a giant cave spider silk rope. Again, they've got the crystal glass there for 640. That's not going to be something that they'll part with at this stage. Platinum bars I don't need. Grab the bucket. I don't need this. We're going to have steel, so we really just don't need that. Look, let's give them. Let's just go and trade with this. That's sort of, they've now gone to yellow, so that means that they may not accept this. Just do the trade and see what they say. Yep, wonderful, thank you. So that's good. So we've now done that trading, which then what this does is it increases the overall value of our fortress and makes us more of a target to be attacked. So let's go back out now and right click there. We no longer need the no trader needed at the depot. So falcons can now go off to other things, and eventually we'll sort of then end up taking all of this stuff back down into the rest of the fortress. So that's good. So that trader has now sort of done its job. And if we have a look back up through here, you'll sort of see that there's imported wealth there of 28,000, exported wealth there of around about 4,000. So the higher we can make the exported wealth and the imported wealth, the more we're going to be then seen. The overall created wealth that we have now is 145,000. These all have a bearing on when you're going to be attacked by goblins and things. So we're slowly becoming a target. The more trade we can do, the better. So that will ultimately be good. And then we become, as I said before, sort of more of a target for attack. Let's go and see what the liaison did tell us about. So if we go and have a look at the civilizations, we're still not seeing the ones we're at war with back in through there. We are still at war with them. News and rumours. This is the movement of different attacks going through. So there was an attack through there. So in the midsummer of 303, the army of Feto's scored routes marched on Scar Lancers. So this is a dwarven helix of Scar Lancers. So they marched there, but nothing much really happened. This one here has got something as well. This is the that was old news in through that one. What else have we got through this one here? So in the early spring of 302, Snang Ford Blacks. It sounds like a goblin. Became the Sacred Wickedness. Yeah, so that was again from the previous year. Yep, that's okay. We've got more information down through here. 303, Osnan became the mayor. We should have our own as well, actually. So yeah, you can see down through this other side that in the early autumn of 303, the deterioration of jaws was known to be in the berries of Wheeling in Twinkling Hammer. So the berries of Wheeling, I don't know, I think that is, I'm not sure what that is. The deterioration of jaws was known to be in the berries of Wheeling, which will be a location at our fortress. We might have a look at that one through there. And so in the early autumn of 303, Cleanswilt was known to be in the berries of Wheeling in Twinkling Hammer. Berries of wheeling. Let's find out what that actually is. So this is important stuff for us. Yeah, so we've got the early spring. The army of Moldath marched on Boltapiers. So this is the human town of Boltapiers. So yeah, there's a whole lot of different things that have actually. There's things moving around. Like in the early summer of 302, refugees calling themselves the Society of Communions fled from the area just before an army of the wickedness of directions, led by the human Odie scuffle images, descended upon Boltapiers. So yeah, so there's a lot of different refugee groups now of the humans now moving around as well, by the looks of things. So I'm not sure what's actually sort of happening through there. There seemed to be one that was moving. Yeah, there's a group moving down this way. From here, is it? No, it comes out of here. I'll just see if I can spot where it comes from. It's from here. This dark goblin fortress goes down into this location. Yeah, so that's a force there that's of goblins that's moved across. Now there's one there as well. The army of Edur marched as well. So there's a group of humans that sort of were marching out this way, I think. Anyway, a lot going on. But what was the place that we actually had? We had the berries of wheeling. So let's just go and click on done, and then we'll have a look at the locations that we've actually got. So if we go to the place information and the evil church, the berries of wheeling. Aha, yeah, okay. So this is actually the so the berries of wheeling is in here. We do actually have Sibosh Sitgil is on display. Is it called something else? I mean, it's sort of showing the two different artifacts that we've got on display there on gold pedestals. I'm unsure. We've got our statues now established in through here as well. We keep the dwarf, the fortress closed most of the time. No one's really praying in this area. We have a look at the. This is the evil church. So we've got temple. There's 17 worshippers in through here, which should then, like, they should be sort of performing, but we have stored instruments. I don't actually have. I'm not building the right instruments. I need to do that. Let's have a look and see if we can see in the wiki how to make instruments. Instrument. So it's a procedure generated item used by performers making music. Instruments come in 4 types designed by the skill necessary for playing one: keyboard, string, wind, and percussion. Some instruments are made from a single step, like other finished goods. For many instruments are assembled from multiple individual components. For example, a bell might be one piece, but a pipe organ would have keyboard, pipes, bellows, and a body to support it. So we've got all that down through there. Construction. Any instrument with a single component can be made directly. More complex ones require each instrument piece to be made separately, then assembled into a final instrument. The option associated with them is assemble instrument. So how do we do it? Okay, so here we go. So many of the instrument components made in the craft dwarf's workshop, okay, and then the carpenter's workshop for wood, glass for glass instruments, kiln for ceramic. All right, so we can start to make kaolinite instruments, leather for leather instruments, wood stoneworkers and metalsmiths. Okay, so we've got like a whole range of different types of things. I'll just leave this open and we'll just go down to the kiln and just see what we can actually go and do. But how do we assemble it? The option associated with it was assemble instrument. Not sure how we do that. I never bother with this, but I do want to do it now because we've got some very unhappy dwarves. Percussion. So we need to make a head out of leather. That's the only thing that can be. So for percussion, they absolutely must be done that way. Leather again through here for wind instruments. Strings can be made out of metal. Looks like we have to assemble all of these. This is quite complex. So we may need to make a lot of these. It didn't really tell us much about how to actually go and do it. Okay, the details menu can be used to select the specific mineral for most instruments and components. Well, let's go and see if we can figure out how to actually do this, because I actually have never done this. I've never bothered with it. It's just been sort of something that I haven't really been interested in. But I do need to create instruments for particularly for this one here. This is actually where we've got the most unhappy people. They're part of this particular church. So if we go and I have constructed some metal things or some instruments along the way. If we just go back down to F8, let's go and start there. Just see if there's anything in here that we can then go and do. Add new task. So we've got the instrument pieces. But that doesn't actually help us. So we can do the individual ones. Make acral bells, mallets. All right, let's go back up the top to F5. This is stone workers. Actually, you'll go to this carpenter's workshop. And it should be assemble. It's not there. I wonder how we do it. Yeah, I'm a bit unsure. Hi, Frosted Rainbow. How are you going? Sorry, I've missed a lot of the comments here, guys. So I'll just have a quick read through. Hi, Tenru. And back across onto YouTube. We've got assemble some in crafts. Oh, assemble in the crafts workshop. Okay, let's try that. And if we go to add new task. That's it. Makes the piece, make instruments. All right, so that must be the assemble, I'm guessing. It did say assemble, and usually that word would then be the one that would then show up in here, but we're not seeing that. So we've got the individual pieces, then we make an instrument. Okay, so to do this one, assemble acral, aros. What else do we have? I've got no idea what these things are. These make no sense at all to me. I saw acral bells down the bottom where we can sort of go and do things, I guess. Yeah, so Exik is in saying, yeah, crafts workshop after you have all the pieces. So you have to go and make all the pieces. God, it's sort of a complex thing, isn't it? So if we I can make acral bells, aros mallets. Make mallets, is it? Not seeing there. It did say that we could actually do things in here with the to make instrument pieces, but I'm not seeing it there. But the stoneworkers. Make D-saw drums. Okay, we'll throw one of those in. I'll just go to each workshop and just see if they've got anything. No, that's not it. Stoneworkers, again, that's all it's going to have. The stoneworkers down that way. They won't do it. That's going to be okay. Add new task, instrument pieces. Okay, so they make different. They make a lot of different stuff in through here. God, this is going to be a pain in the ass. At least they've got them all together. Right, what's something simple? With cat keyboard. I'll just go down to my leather location, which I think it's further up. It's in here somewhere. Okay, I've got the loom. They won't have it. No, that's just clothing. That's fine. Then we've got the leather. All right, we'll start to just put this stuff together. God, it's a complex arrangement. There's no easy way to do this either, I don't think. So that's leather. What else was there that we had to look at? We go back down the bottom to the fortress, to the metal, and see what they can do. Nope, nothing there. It's funny, I thought they did say have metal was something that could be made. Oh, instrument pieces. Forge, that one as well. Add new task. Okay, that'll do. All right, we'll just get one of everything and just sort of see what actually happens. Glass won't do anything, I don't think. I know. All right, we'll go and do all this stuff. God, it's actually too much. All right, and then over here we'll have a fair few as well. I think we made uckerel bells out of another. Actually, we made mallets somewhere else as well. That's all right. We'll just keep on pulling these things together. All right, so we'll start to sort of put that together, but it looks like it's fairly complex, the what we actually have to do. So we'll just see what happens with all of those. And we'll go from there. So just start to sort of construct this stuff. Now what we're going to be wanting to do here is probably have the coke somewhere central. So we may even just go up onto the next layer above and start to sort of put the steel making bits and pieces together up the top there. I've got iron here, but I'll probably end up ditching that and making that into a steel stockpile. So I might sort of dump all of those. And we'll go and put iron above. So we've got lignite there. Let's go and place an iron stockpile up through here. So we'll just start to sort of now make our stockpiles. So I'll just pause while I do this, just in case something happens. There's a lot that happens in the game, and I sort of I will miss it if I go and do anything else. So I'll just go and place that one there. So except this will be bars and blocks. And custom, none. And it's going to be bars of metal, and we're just going to have iron at this stage. So iron bars up there. Next one down, we've got lignite. So I'll just create like a smallish lignite area in through there as well. What else do we need? We needed lignite, we needed pig iron, except this is going to be stone. Custom, none. Other stone, not there. Economic, lignite, there we go. So it's just going to be purely a lignite stockpile. Then we'll end up, so from iron and lignite we then make pig iron. So we'll just go and place that one back over the other side, another stockpile. Accept. And so this will be a bars and blocks, custom, none, bars of metal, and that will be pig iron. And then from pig iron, actually we need coke as well. So I'll go and grab. I'll put the coke in between here. So I'll just go and actually, yeah, I'll change this one up. I think I'll just go and edit this one here. We'll just go and remove 2 there. Yep, that'll do. Except now coke is, I think that's a bar or a block, I think. It's coal, but not coke. I think it's a coal one, I think is what we require there. So I'll just go and place that one in there. I think it's like a processed coal anyway. So we'll just go to that one through that side. Then down the bottom here we've got the pig iron, and then we just need to have steel at the bottom of that. So we're going to have like a big steel stockpile. So we'll just go back in, create another one. Accept. This will be bars and blocks again. Custom, none, metal, steel. There we are. So that will be the that will be the processing of the steel. So that will then sort of get us everything we need in through that other side. So we've got the raw materials coming back in. Actually, I don't have all the raw materials for everything else. I'll leave it like that for now. Anyway, that'll be okay. Just unpause. That's all good. Again, just making sure nothing. Mulmerian. What the hell's that? Mulmerian mangled corpse. That's that thing on the bottom there. No idea what the Mulmerian actually is. It's actually got weird hands. It's got feet, but other hands at the top there. So anyway, it's been killed by this undead crocodile. That's okay. Okay, we've made prepared yak lung biscuits, which is great. Masterpiece stuff. That'll make someone happy to eat that. That's all good. Aha. So we've now got a interruption up through here. We haven't caught anything just yet, but there was an interruption at the top there. Yep, that's okay. We'll just leave all that where that is. So all these new things, I'm just wanting to now just go and make sure that we lock these down. This way we don't come and pick them up. Wish there was a quick way to do this. The reason for this is because if you don't do this, if anything falls into the cage, the dwarves will then go and try to clear the cage, but there can still be danger outside. So by doing it this way, we then see what's going on and then come back in and change it when we're ready. Very, very important. Yeah, we've caught something in here, for example, a chinchilla corpse has been caught at that location, which is why we put them on the corners. So, yeah, so we've got that one through there. Let's have a quick look and see if there's anything else down this way. So that will then be dragged back down into the fortress at some stage. We'll just leave that one to occur. This one is the short way in, which is full of traps. So that will sort of end up, if anything does come through, should be caught there if it tries to get into the actual fortress itself. Yep, no, that's okay. We've got everything sort of we need. Let's just go back down to F6, go up. Now we've now fully secure. This is now open. I'm just going to go and tell this one to link the lever to this cage, and we'll do it now. And so that's just going to be basically to like this will be the cage lever. I'll just go and call it that. Cage release, essentially. So that will just release this cage. It's raining goo again. Oh. What the hell is this? Dwarven child is fighting. Oh, chinchilla corpse. Where is that? Out here. Okay, we've caught a chinchilla there. And we've got a... oh, that was going in to replace the cages. So there must be more chinchillas back up here somewhere. So so we did actually have a bit of a fight here with one of the kids. But what's the goblin holy crab? Goblin dancer punches the... Okay. That was here. So there is actually chinchilla corpses, mangled skeletons happening through this other side. We've got visitors, that's what it is. This is the goblin beast hunter that's come back in. So we're now going to have unusual people arriving, which can be a problem for us. Who else have we got? That's Dwarf, Klingzog. That's Sev. Now we need to find out where the that's a dwarven child. Bites the dwarven in the right arm, bruising the muscle. It's only bruising. It's not really... These chinchilla corpses aren't all that dangerous. Yeah, so that kid is... Wherever that kid is seems to be okay. The holy crab... Yeah, we've got chinchillas fighting as well. So the holy crab, Cad Ishladok. That's a different one. Now what they'll do is they'll wander in and then make their way into here. I'm assuming. Where's Cad? There it is. Goblin dancer making his way in. No, leaving. Now we have to be careful. This is a legendary shearer. So this is actually where we end up with getting people coming into the fortress, which we may not want to be having around, caught in the abhorrent goo. So this is just a dancer. They can be legitimate, but they sometimes aren't. The malice of acts, civilization, the cult of contest. So it's a holy crab, whatever that is, of the cult of contests, which is a religion. So this is like some sort of priest. Malice of acts. I thought we were at war with them. Joining an existing conflict. I'm not sure when that one actually was. Anyway, that's going to be okay. But we can start to end up with criminals, and we won't really know until things actually happen that we then need to sort of close things off. So I'll still leave the fortress open for now. The goblin holy crab, whatever the designation actually is, was in a fight. Yep, so we've got Cad is visiting. Yep, that's okay. That's okay. That's going to be fine. So we'll just allow things to sort of keep on moving their way through the fortress. We'll end up sort of crushing all of this stuff. But it's a dangerous world out there. So I'm leaving my best stuff in here, which is a little bit of a problem. I keep on hearing wolves in the sound effects. I'll leave all that there. We've got lots of drink. This is more of the bedroom layer. No, this is the hospital layer, which is ready to go. These haven't had any kids yet. These should all be trained now, I think. It's tame, semi-wild, and that's trained. That one there will be trained. All right, we'll just leave that one alone. So we'll just let the trainer just keep on coming back in to do what they're doing. So we'll leave all that where that is. That's all okay. Yeah, I don't think we have to really worry too much about what's going on. If we do, like if they do come and start to steal the good stuff from us, we're going to have to then be sort of a bit mindful. Actually, we don't want sand in here. And that was under furniture. I'll just stop the sandbags from being positioned there, so that's just filling up. There'll be different things that will fill up in here that we just won't really be wanting. You've got mudstone pedestals, that'll do. That was like where we first came into the actual fortress. What's this stuff? Is that hematite? Yep, that's got hematite there still on the ground. Let's just go back down to F8 again, just sort of see how things are developing. We're starting to now get the block stockpile back and through there, this other side, making more coke from lignite. Nothing else in there. Making coke from lignite there as well. Yeah, so all of these have now got different things to make more coke. That'll be okay. I'm just going to grab myself a drink of water. I'm going to be right back. Just one tick. We'll go across to F6 now, which is the growing layer, and then the layer above is where we've got this guy. This is now still hasn't been set up. Let's just watch this one. There we go. And so there's been now a mechanism being placed there. We'll go back and get another mechanism. Oh, okay, so Atir Praysolves, being the rightful heir, has inherited the position of abbot of the sect of spiders. Now, Atir, that sounds like it's maybe something that we've got. So I'm just going to go and click on OK and pause. And we'll just see if we can sort of see what's going on through here. So Atir, looks like it was around here somewhere. Let's have a look and see. Is Atir one of our guys? In which case it will be available for to be claimed. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the abbot. Okay, we've got an abbot here. So this one hasn't been named. If anyone does want to claim it, if you're on Twitch, you can do a DasDemption and claim that particular abbot. So that's him there. The abbot. So yeah, interesting. All right, so that's actually now, so this is essentially being the rightful heir has inherited the position of abbot of the sect of spiders, whatever the hell that is. Let's have a look and see if we can find out groups. The sect of spiders, abbot is a religion. Poison coven is a member of this coven as well. I don't know what this particular sect is. We could look up the legends and see what these things actually are. But he's now the abbot of the actual, like I said, so he's a very, very high religious leader. Only 28 years old, so very, very young. I felt uneasy after being unable to pray for Lish for too long. Now we've established that this should be okay. Yeah, unmet needs. It says pray to Lish is still actually unmet. It shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, anyway. Praying to Lish is there's a troll fighting down below now as well. If we just go back to F3 and go back up, this is a this altar here is actually this is the evil church, which is for it's the evil church. It's a temple of the ungodly faith. Which he is not part of that. I've got one set up here which I'm not using yet. So maybe we'll go and we'll have a look at each of these. This one here is the the bad sanctuary, which is dedicated just purely to Lish. So you should be able to, and there's 37 worshippers to Lish. So Lish is sort of like a procedurally generated god, and it just so happens that most of our fortress worship Lish. That's only it's only a shrine. It's not actually a temple. The ungodly faith required a temple, and so we met that need. This one was then given gold statues and things to sort of get it over 2,000. We've got a like the sacred wickedness back and through here is or Horatio is the is in sort of in charge of that one through there, and then we've got performers. So this is the evil church. So the sacred wickedness, or Horatio, is the sacred wickedness for that particular church. But we've got an actual abbot now, which I could make this temple into what they actually have. I might start to do that actually. You can see there the 3 candles versus the 1 candle for these things. What's this one here? We've got 17 worshippers here. This is the Doom Sanctum, Temple of the Ungodly Faith. Didn't we already? Isn't this the Ungodly Faith? Yeah, Temple of the Ungodly Faith. We've got too many of them. Yeah, and Horatio is again in charge of that one. That's just a shrine. So it's the same deal there. I think I can just change this one. I might make this one into a different religion, and then we'll make this one into a new temple. And so we've already got the ungodly faith. Misty cult, there's only one worshipper there. There's the poison coven. The order of wraiths. You can see there's a lot of death worship around everyone. The cult of seduction. Again, a lot of these actually are worshippers of Lish, the copper order. So 3 worshippers. This is for metals. Denomination of fiends. Only 1 worshipper there. The communion of hating. Ruthless sect. It's Lish again. God, there's a lot of Lish worshippers wanting different sorts of churches. It wasn't the Spidery Creed. Ruthless Doctrine. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing the group that he's from. I'll just leave it. Ungodly Faith. These are two specific. These are specific. We've got 7 worships to cast. Maybe we'll just go back up the top. Corset has got 3, 4, 3. The West is 3. Silver cresting. Hide established is on. Yeah, I'll just hide whatever's established. I'm thinking that's, yeah, we should actually, it was the spider something or other, wasn't it? It was the, it's not the Spidery Creed. It was something different again. There's 5 there. 5 worships to Thephan. The Lost is 4. There's nothing. No, I think there's another 7 there. I'll go to cast. I'll just make that a temple of a shrine to cast. That'll do. So we'll sort of see how we go. That will be okay. We'll just go back up now to God. What do I want to do? F6. Okay, this is still not linked properly yet. There we are. So we now got this one. I can now pull this lever. Do it now. This will then raise this drawbridge. And we'll now pull this lever to release the goblin. There he is. So he's now free. So we'll just leave him locked away in there. So he's too dangerous to let out. When it's a full moon, he will then sort of come out and misbehave yet again. Yeah, nothing much happening in through there. That's okay. Snowstorm has come up above. There's nothing we have to worry about. There's a troll in the bottom here, somewhere fighting away. Now, it'd be interesting to sort of see what he gets up to in this location. I'm going to have to leave him in there. I can actually open this one up at some point, but he's friendly at this stage. So in essence, we're not going to really be able to do anything with him. Actually, that's one thing I wanted to do, was to set up my my dungeon. This is like a guild that has been set up for farming. We've got a farmers guild in through here. So they're sort of so everything is sort of working. This is good. We're building different things in through this other side. Let's go and see if we can actually start to assemble anything. Assemble any instruments. There we go. We can now assemble some of these things. All right, so we'll finally get some of these things done. Oh, hang on. Now we've got a bit of a problem. 33 hostiles. Let's just quickly go through all of these. This is a lot. And we're not seeing anyone actually fighting just yet. But this looks dangerous. These are all down below. Not really a problem. Here we go. We've now got troglodyte corpses have wandered in. This is what these will be. There'll be heaps of these, I would imagine. Got more chinchillas up the top. More troglodytes. So here we go. We've got a Drunian wandering around this is like a caveman type thing, and we've got the troglodytes are tracing it down. So this one's actually alive. This one's probably wandered in from the left-hand edge of the map. And we've got dark goblins as well, or dark gnomes. There's heaps of them around. Then we're back to there again. That's okay. So we can. That's not too bad. 3 thieving. Yeah, these are thieving creatures. They can't get inside, so we don't really need to worry about those so much. I'm just going to go and close off the fortress, I think. Although the traders will be wanting to leave fairly soon, but I think we'll just lock it off. Just go back up to F1. Just make sure that nobody is really doing anything outside. There shouldn't be anyone out here. I'm just going to go and close it off. So just go down to here and pull the lever. Do it now. Somebody will wander past. There we go. F1. We just want to make sure we don't have any message here. Oh, there we go. There's one of the little gnomes just wandered past the corpses. Here we go. Got back a wheel armor again. So it's now wandering around. Can't do anything. So it's just going to be basically there all the time. This is the one invader that we actually end up having. I don't know what I should do about this one. Like it's sort of, they should be door smashers, I think. I don't think we can sort of see the skills or anything like that. Yeah, it's not going to do anything in there. And then when the full moon is finished, it will then transform back. Now, it was a friend. When it changes back, we should be able to then see it, and I think that will then make it into an enemy, I think. There we are. Just have a quick look in the others. Got the merchants. It says friendly there, but really it's not. Yeah, no, that's okay. So we'll be, I'll just leave it in that little location. Every full moon it's going to change and transform. I was setting up a dungeon somewhere. Just go back up the top and just see where I forget where I was actually building that. Did we? Yeah, we've taken all this stuff. Just going to lock these down. It's already locked. Yeah, we've got all those locked. Yep, that's all okay. Yep, that's fine. Yes, this is now blocked off. We have to unlock it when the caravan wants to leave. These are still there. I want to be able to always make sure that I can see those. We do have people visiting. They'll sort of stay for a little while. Yeah, this is it here. This is going to be the dungeon. So I do want to smooth this. This is actually so we've got the dungeon right next to everything else, but we'll go and establish this one now. I was going to make everything out of metal, like just iron bars, or even tin. I've got a funny feeling I did start to do that. I might start to dig out part of this. Just get that one done. We then need to have a restraint in the middle here. So if I just go back across to the place structures, cages and restraints, we're going to go and do a rope or chain, and I'm just going to place it in the middle. Oh, hang on, that's going to be an auto. I'll just remove that construction. And we'll do that again. I'll just turn off the planner. I should have metal. Oh, hang on, no access to chain. Okay, so we'll go and make a heap of chains down the bottom there. Actually, the other thing I wanted to also check out is, do we have metal grates? So I thought that I had made these. Vertical bars. Oh yeah, no, we just make them out of just, we just need bars. That's what we actually need to do there, so that'll be okay. And I was going to make metal doors as well, so like iron doors for this, just for the theme of it. Yeah, I've made them out of nickel. Okay. Cool. Okay, well I've got one nickel door made. I'll make a few more nickel doors. I've probably got some auto doors being constructed somewhere, but I'll just, as in, I think I've got them being placed. So I thought I had made enough. We need 4 of these. So I'll just go back down. In fact, we can just use nickel bars as well for the for making all of this. I might just go down to F8 and just go and change this area here and add new task. Make other objects. We want a chain. Not there. It's funny, I thought it was in here. It won't be weapons, armor, furniture. There it is. That was under furniture, nickel, chain, furniture, nickel, chain. Right, so we'll just make those. We've got the bars already. Add new task. This will be other objects again. It won't be furniture for the doors. Nickel door. Nope, it's not that one. There it is. Add new task, forge. Is it furniture, nickel, door. Need 3 of these. A new task. This will be furniture, nickel, And a door there. I'll make everything actually out of metal for this particular location, so we'll just go and add more into this other side as well. This will be furniture, nickel, and we can't make beds, but we can make the tables and chairs as well. So we can go for the nickel table. New task, furniture, nickel, and a throne. So we'll start to sort of make these things where they have all of this one, and I might just make this one as well. Add new task, furniture, nickel, and then just a table again. New task, furniture, nickel, table, and just finish it off with the chairs as well. So we'll make everything out of metal for that for that location. So nickel, and then throne, new task, furniture, nickel. I can make it even more high quality, because it does help to have high quality in the dungeon. But nickel will do. Throne, right. So that's sort of going to then get all of the component pieces ready for what we need to build. I'll just go back up. I will actually go and reset that area. Actually, where was it? That was around F5. No, F4. 3 and then down. Yeah, down 1 from F3. I'm going to ditch this one. I'm just going to cancel that construction. And we'll go and open up all of these and put bars in front. And we'll start to smooth this area out as well. And we'll smooth all of this actually. That's good. Good. So we got all that smoothed while we build up all the other bits and pieces. So this will then make all of this into a quite a pleasant little area for everyone. Aha! So the merchants will be leaving soon. That's okay. We can get rid of that one. Making biscuits. Goblin peddler. Oh, sure as the goblin peddler vampire is visiting. I think it's like a vampire hunter, I think. It doesn't look like a vampire. They usually have got white skin. I'm thinking that we're going to have to open up the fortress now anyway, but he's now visiting. It says goblin peddler. Who are you with? Doing blacksmith skills and stuff. He's an outcast, equal band boss. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I think he's a criminal. So for somehow we're sort of seeing information about him. But the one invader, back in through here again. Yeah, I don't know what to do with him. Let's go, and we'll have to open up the fortress anyway for the others. So we'll just open her up. Pull the lever, do it now. There we go. F1. It's now open. The traders will then leave. I think once they leave, we'll then close it off. There we go. We just caught another one. I will allow that one to be brought in. And there we go. We've just we've got a baby in through there. Now the goblin just came in. He's sort of got an open area to operate. There he is. He's going into prey or look for stuff. He's scoping the area out. I don't trust him at all. Okay, the merchants have now embarked, so they'll be leaving soon. Just picking up all of their stuff. What's going on? Actually, I missed that last message. Who's this that's vomiting? The herbalist. Ubel Helmsenkels is going off to clean himself because he's been outside in the abhorrent goo. Kiwi cock, where's that? Oh, there's a kiwi that's come in. Oh, that's a shame. Overcome by terror. This is wandered in off the side of the map. So this is not anything that we've actually got. It's just a little creature that's wandered in. What a shame. So it's being attacked by the dark goblin. It's on the ground. It's going to be dead. There it goes. It'll probably come back as a corpse now. So the goblins have just hit that one pretty hard. Let's just keep on going back up or back down. I'll just go back up to here and just double check to see what we've got. Got another one that's now been caught. So another, I'll just go to the cage itself and allow that one to be opened up. Goes back inside. Yep, that's safe. All right, so was it this one? Nope. Well, they seem to all be that one there. Just go and lock that one down, and this one as well. Let's go and lock the new cage down. So as we catch more and more of these things, yeah, we'll just sort of leave that where that is. Yeah, that's all okay as well. All right, so collecting sand has sort of been done. Yeah, lots of sick creatures. We'll just wait for these guys to leave. Why are you going that way? Doing like a loop. Come on, off you go. That's weird. Some migrants have arrived. Okay, cool. Let's have a look and see who we get. So we have a miller, a donkey, oh, no, reindeer, a stray keet, and a pump operator, woodcutter, an animal trainer, a miner, we're up to 65, 66, a paper maker, don't really need that one, a stray horse foal, a peasant, that's one for our military, a soap maker. Actually, I do need to make a soap industry. That's one thing I haven't done. Up to 68 now. This is good. We're actually attracting people into the fortress, which is good. And most of the people are overall pretty happy with the fortress, which is great. So that's actually now sort of working fairly well. We've made raw green glass, which is good. So those industries are now starting to work. There was a merchant there fighting. Hammer Dwarf is fighting. Yep, these are the corpses. These are outside as they're leaving. They're sort of smashing things on the way through. That is a miner. Yeah, these are now coming back in. So hopefully the new guys won't be fighting. I'll just go and right click on that one. So this is the paper maker. So they're now making their way in past the past this one here that was killed off by the others that were leaving. What are you doing out here? Dwarven child with a pile of vomit. Dizzy and nauseous. Holding bomb wrecks, lower something or other. Lower front tooth is being hauled. Yeah, we don't really need that, but anyway. Alright, now that looks to be the end of what we need to be doing outside, I think. Let's just go and see that if there's any other of the animals. Yeah, the animals are still making their way in. So we'll let the animals just stay where they are. So they're all of those are wandering in at this point in time. But 2 thieving creatures, that'll be down below if that's okay. The hostiles are okay as well. Just go back up to F1. Just wait for those animals to come in, then we'll close the fortress off. We do have a bit of snow falling outside. Some lover, hang on, someone over there is saying, is this an evil biome? Yes, it is. It's a reanimating biome. So yeah, then it's saying 68 is almost nice. That's very good for us. We've actually lost a lot of dwarves to get to where we are, and there we go. We've actually just made some traction benches. We're using what we just had set up for the for everything else. Just go back to F6, is it? No, F3, and then down 1. So we have the what we need to do now is establish this fortress, this in through here. So just from a theme perspective, I'm just going to be placing bars in through here. So we'll just go and start to build the constraints. Go to vertical bars, and I'll make these out of nickel. Got pig iron now starting to be formed, which is a good sign. Alright, that's good, and it looks like we've got the chains now because we just started making traction benches out of them. So we'll go and place those. Cages and restraints, ropes and chains. Yep, we only got 1. Alright, we'll just allow that to sort of then be built up. Let's go and place the other bits and pieces in here. So we need to have a the door ultimately. I need an adjacent wall at this stage, so we can't do anything else just there. We'll come back to that one. In that case, we do need to have furniture and a bed. So I'll place a bed over this side. It doesn't really matter what I use here. Okay, we don't have any more. With the beds, I'll just go back to furniture, bed, and I'll just go to the planner just so we've actually got that one established, because it doesn't matter what they're made of. And we'll then just make a table and a chair in each corner here. So this one will be furniture, table, hide the planner, nickel tables, and nickel chairs. Where's the throne? There it is, chair. I better see if I think we've now used up our chains for other things, so I'm going to need to get more restraints back into the other side. So we'll just go back down to F8 and just check and see what's happening with those other ones. You've got nickel tables and stuff down through there. That's finished what it was building. Oh, that's the different one. Yep. So we've actually now we need more chains. So we'll just go back into it was furniture, nickel, task, furniture, nickel, chain. I need at least 3, but it looks like I need more to make the traction benches. So furniture, nickel, and make a chain out of that one there. I'll just do 1 extra as well, just in case I need it. Two more nickel chain. All right, so that's going to then essentially have everything we require for that one. So they'll come and make those. Now, once we make enough of this stuff, we should end up with steel. We've got pig iron bars there. There's the coke there. Yeah, we've got 4 of those now. It's raining goo. Again, just want to double check and make sure that none of our guys are fighting. Got a human beast hunter. I'm just going to go up to F1 again. Have they? Yeah, they've stopped doing the loop. I don't know what was happening in through there. This is the miller with a cage trap. I don't think anyone's outside. I might just close the gate. So if we look around and just make sure there's nothing that we can sort of see through here. That all looks okay. Oh, this is that kiwi that came back to life. So it's now wandering around. So it's now reanimated, but we'll close the gate now. So F3, then back up and pull the lever. Do it now. Just go back and have a look. There we go. It's closed, and we don't have anyone. If there's anyone outside, DF hack will then tell us that we've actually stranded somebody. Yep, that's all okay. So we shouldn't really have any other issues. It may be, I just want to keep on checking that the valuables aren't being stolen. So we're going to start to sort of have different interactions now, I think. Now we still think that vampire hunter guy is in around somewhere. Let's have a look and see if we can just find where he is. We'll follow him around a little bit. Now that's the goblin there. See, that's all that there was. No, there's nothing else there. This is all just undead stuff. If we go back to, yeah, so it must be gone. Must have left. Yeah, we've got a lot of citizens now. A hell of a lot. All right, so we've, which is good. Let's go and have a look at the zone and just see if what we've been building has had any impact. So I haven't got any stored instruments. Don't know why not. Should be where the instruments actually are. There won't be any in here. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're not making those instruments. Just go back down to F3. Yeah, we've made everything we needed to make there. I mean, we're still assembling different bits and pieces. The Muthcat and stuff like this. It needs a Muthcat body. Again, I don't know where they're from. I think I'll just ignore those. They're a bit annoying. I don't know if there's an easy way to sort of set those up. All right, so we've got all of those established. Let's just go back down the bottom again and just to see what's happening with all of our construction down this way. What are we building this time? Good. Well, we've got steel bars now in the mix, and making steel bars there again as well. So this is now starting to become more viable with what we actually have. We've got the coke in through there. So that industry is actually starting to thump along, which is great. And once that gets going, we'll start to make steel things. We've got the nickel doors, nickel chain is coming up to be used for something else. And that's the whole problem, is that we've got this nickel chain thing going. I'm going to have to add in even more. Furniture, nickel chain. Yeah, we're using for traction benches. So so as we make them, they're actually, looks like, why would he be asleep there? There's a weaver. Unconscious. He's annoyed after sleeping on the rough cave floor. So we're going to have to make more bedrooms as well, by the looks of things. Yeah, I've got time. So we'll just go back up again to the to F3 and then down one. So we're now building up all of this. These guys are sleeping in the dungeon. Okay, well that's okay. We do need to establish the nickel chains in through here. So we'll just go back into changes these constraints, the ropes and chains. Oh no, I've got 4. That's fine. So I don't need this many. So yeah, we definitely are running out of beds. We don't actually have to have the door, but I'm going to place a door there. Doors and hatches. Oh, I can't use these. That's right. The bars and blocks. Technically, that's on a wall, so I need to place it in the corners. So I'll just go and place it in this bottom corner here. Just go back into here and then just remove. Is it this one? Remove that building. Yeah, I forgot about that. Right, they've all now been removed. I'll just go and see if I can place the door next to it. If not, we're going to have to place some sort of block there as well. So we'll just see if we can actually do that with the doors. Yep, so I can place it next to it. For whatever reason, I can't do that one just yet. Okay, we'll just go back into constructions, vertical bars. So we're getting pig iron now, which means we're getting close to getting steel. Right, these are being established, which is good. So the others are coming up to eat in here because it's nice quality. They're not eating in the other locations. They're bringing their biscuits up. Well, it's a nice little area. Like, it's a nice room. It's better than most bedrooms. Okay, there's the first of the actual doors in place. So moving back. It's a good looking game actually. It really does a good job. Again, we've probably just had the wear llama, yep, transformation. So pig iron, like we haven't seen steel yet, but that'll come. And then once we sort of start to get the steel done, we'll be able to get other things happening. There we go. We've now got this one. All right. So now we've essentially got the dungeon area established. So we've got four prison cells. So we now go and start to make use of those. So we'll go back to zones. This will be dungeon. So prisoners convicted in the justice menu can be incarcerated at a chain or metal cage in the dungeon zone. So this is now going to be our dungeon zone. So I'm just going to go and click into the area. If I just go and establish that. I'll accept. I don't think I've got to do them individually. I think that will still work. Unnamed dungeon. That's okay. And if we just go and place this one, that's not going to. There's nothing else we have to do there. I think that's all we have to do is just have the one dungeon basically back in here. And what we now need to do is go back to our nobles, and we need to now get a like we've got a few different. We've got a captain of the guard. So this will then be somebody who sort of goes and checks out what's going on around the place. So it'll be like the police in the fortress, the dungeon master as well, and we've also got the hammerer who will deal out punishment. So go to the captain of the guard. This is it's not going to tell us there exactly what these things do, but if we just go across, so we can have like existing people actually go and do them. We've got the proficient leader. These will have to then go and do investigations and things like that. So we could have the mayor as also the captain of the guard if we wanted to. But I might just go with somebody different. We'll go with this is a novice tactician back into this other novice leader down through here with Bemble the cook. Let's go to this one here. Now he also is going to be requiring different things in through here as well. So he needs like a just low level quarters. In fact, I might actually change that. No, that's okay. If I do that, it sort of makes sense because then he's already got the what he needs. He doesn't need another set of places to stay. The dungeon master will be we've got the dyer through here, so he can be the dungeon master. Again, he's also going to be needing to have his own area. I might build that off off that area of the dungeon. I think somewhere down this way. So we'll sort of set up with him with a little room. So what does he need? He just needs to have a study, basic quarters, and a dining room. These ones need to be decent for the mayor. I might actually do that differently again. Let's just go back to the animal dissector here. Let's just go and place both of these. We'll set up this one, their quarters in a different area. Then we've got the militia commander already done. The hammerer. Got Sev, the fish dissector. Yep, that'll do. So Sev doesn't need anything. He just basically deals out the punishment. So that's what we have. The militia captain, we've already got the militia commander. We can set up. This is if we set up like a new group, which we don't want to do just yet. All right, so that now gives us the. So Sev will deal out the punishment, and then the others need to have their own quarters. So let's just go back up and dig out their own quarters. How can you assign a room to a dwarf? You basically just once you've got the room established, and I'm going to be doing it here actually. So I'll end up with. Where shall I have them established? We've got the hospital zone into here. I don't need a bigger hospital zone, so I think I'm just going to build their quarters back off here. I'll just go on and essentially assign these quarters. So I'm just going to make little 3x3s because I don't need anything. I just need like a basic area. So let's go and dig those down that way, and then we'll dig the next one as well. We'll make them a little bit better than the standard. Alright, so they will then be dug in like that. So we'll just wait for these to be established. So we'll build these bedrooms purely for these guys, and I will smooth these out before we sort of do too much. So we'll get it all smoothed. Okay, they're still digging away here. I think we might have to get more miners. Maybe not. I'll just leave it where that is. By smoothing it out, it just makes them more comfortable when they're sort of in these rooms. Alright, so that's going to be like a bedroom, a dining room, and an office is what they required 3 rooms. So we'll now just go and place the furniture. So we'll just go back to the doors. Just go to the planner. We can place any old doors in through here. So we've run out of doors with those. We're going back to beds. Put the beds probably in the bottom layer there. And we'll just go back into the tables and chairs. And a chair as well. Each of those areas. So actually, one's going to be a dining hall, one's going to be a meeting area. So if we just go back across into the furniture again, chairs. So if there's a problem, they'll actually bring people down in here to interrogate them. And with this now, even just with it being planned like this, I can now go and establish the various rooms. So if we just go back into the zones, we needed a bedroom. Oops, hang on. I'll just ditch that one. And I'll just go back to auto zones. So if I just go back into here, bedroom, I'll do multi. And that way I can just basically, once there's a bed allocated, it will then just create the bedrooms from that one. It is over, like it's sort of going over the top, but that's going to be okay. Need to then, so we've got 2 bedrooms, that'll be fine. Just leave them where they are for now. Now with the bedrooms, we need to now allocate these bedrooms to the individuals. So I'm just going to go across. The way you can do it, if you don't have DF hack, and I would suggest that you do put DF hack on because it makes everything so much easier. I can just go across and click on an actual dwarf in through here, captain of the guard, militia commander, dungeon master type things back in through here. But what I do want to have is I want to have I want them to always be, if we change the captain of the guard, I want that to be the bedroom of the new captain of the guard. So with DF hack, I can click on the actual zone and go to auto assign, and I can go into sheriff / captain of the guard is always going to have that room. So that's now assigned to that particular location, which is moral. This one through here, if I go and click on it, auto assign, this one's going to be to the dungeon master. So I just go and assign it that way. Then we need to have a dining hall. So we just go back across into zones. This will be dining through this other side as well. I can do multi, and multi is still selected. Just going to go and grab those. So they've now been done, and I also need to have an office for each of them. So we'll just go back across again to zones, and then office. I think that's what I required. And again, multi is on. So it's just going to create individual ones out of those. Just go back into the zones. Select the dining hall again, just auto assign to the sheriff, and then auto assign this one to the dungeon master. They will then assign the individual dwarf across. This one's going to be an office, so this is going to be for the sheriff, and then we have this one here for the dungeon master. So that's essentially now our police force established, or will be established, as they sort of build things up. So that's now all been assigned to the individuals, but we're still not done yet, because we do need to, we've got things missing from both of these. And so what they want is one weapon rack, one armor stand, one chest and one cabinet. So I'll put those across the various areas. So I'll put just go back into each of these, furniture. I'm going to go into the cabinets. Actually, well, I've got cabinets, and I'll put a cabinet in this room. And again, we'll just go and put the planner in. The chest I'll put into this room here. And then I'll put the weapon racks and stuff in this room here. It doesn't matter where they really go. Whoops, hang on, that's not the one. This will be under military, weapon rack. Then military and armor stand. Now, they would normally be with bedrooms and stuff, but I'll just leave it like that. So that's now going to be, if we go back to our these guys, ultimately once that's been placed, they will be then happy with everything that they've got. Now we've got a yellow there. What does that need to be? Oh, hang on, it's got a modest dining room, needs a dining room. Aha, so this one, and we also have, this is a captain of the guard. But it's saying they're the office as well. Oh, modest study needs a study. So the modest is not good enough. So this is actually, these aren't good enough for these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to dress this up. So the value of these rooms, I don't know if we can see the value of these. Quite often you can't. If you just go and have a look at the what's going on here, you've got the location. It's not going to really tell us what the values actually are. I think there's a command to show value. I'll just get rid of all this stuff. Become a farmer. Yep, lots of stuff being made. Right, so if we just have a bit of a look in through here again, we've got the so we've got all those things which I might wait for those to be established, and then we'll see if that brings the value up. But I thought there was a df hack command to is it value? Caravan, elevate mental, elevate physical. No, it's not going to do it there. Room. Preserve rooms, no. Yeah, I thought there was a way to actually check the value of an actual location. Zone, maybe? No, it's not coming up with anything. That's okay, we'll just leave that one to let them do what they're doing. So as these get placed, this will then increase the value of the room based on the value of the actual location of the items. So you can see there that these are, if we have a look at the chest, it's then got a value of 90. All right, so that's now, and we've placed these in these different rooms, so we've sort of spread things out a little bit. So we've got the cabinets, there's still one cabinet to come back into here. We'll just wait for that to arrive. This door still has to be built. There we go, it's now early winter. Yeah, so I think it's time now, because I think we're going to start to sort of see some dangerous creatures wandering in. So Bobby Cross is saying, "Wow, I didn't. Thank you. I didn't know that if I use DF hack, I didn't know that they do so much. I find the game almost unplayable without DF hack. It does so many things. Like even stuff like I'm not." The fighting is different, but there's going to be all sorts of stuff which is just automated. We're trying to make traction benches now, so we're trying to make tables, but that's okay. There's a lot of automation that just happens automatically in the fortress, which is like I've got auto slaughter for different animals on, so they'll just go and slaughter the animals, butcher them when we get too many of them, particularly these poults, which are sort of wandering around all over the place. So we've got just to stop heaps and heaps of animals sort of being born. Which is pretty cool. Wait for this cabinet to come. This one might be it here. You doing it? Yep. Hauling the chert cabinet. Oh, okay. So Sodal, Crafts Dwarf, is taken by a Fey Mood. We'll go and have a look and see where he is. There we go. Let's go and... Strange mood, and we'll just follow him to what he claims. She, I think it is. What? It's going down. It's going down to the actual, to the areas that were like deep down now, and is going to go and claim a glass furnace. Wow. Okay, so has now claimed there'll be a message in through here. Has claimed a magma glass furnace. This could be dangerous. But it is going off to find something else to go and grab. So hopefully this will then sort of work. So this is an interesting one. And Sodal is not one of the named dwarves. We have a heap of dwarves that can be named if anyone does want them. So Monkastrap needs a table. Just go and get rid of that one. I think we're still following her around. Here we are. I'll just watch what actually happens there. That's all okay. Goo and nothing that worries us there. So he's going to be wandering around, grabbing the items that she requires to build whatever it is that she's going to be building. So he's going all the way up the fortress. I quite like seeing this because we can then sort of see exactly, like we can see all sorts of different areas of the fortress. So she's going to pick up something different. So she's grabbed something out of a bin. She's hauling raw green glass now. So she's got one piece of glass. It's one thing. All the way down. Off again. There are different ways of trying to figure out what's like, depending on the mood that they've got. We should start to. They will often babble for the things that they're looking for. So going back again, possibly to get another piece of glass. She's going straight up there again. Yeah, that'll be for glass. A second piece of glass. There we are. Now it's full moon again, so we've just got the wear llama has now come out again. Again, just double check none of our guys are fighting. Hang on. Oh, it's is she making it? Yes, that's all she needed. So just 2 pieces of glass. We do have a nickel bar there as well. She must have grabbed that as well. So she's making something out of 2 raw pieces of glass and a nickel bar. That's all she required. So we'll see what she makes. goo. Yep, different things fighting everywhere. The reason I make these rooms is so that I can build doors or blocks or something just to lock them in if we have to. God, there's a lot of things fighting. A lot of things. Still working away. How are we going for steel now? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Steel bars. Our steel industry is kicking along really quite nicely. I'm going to up the number of steel bars that we can then go and do through here. Let's just go down. I think it was down the bottom here. So we're making 5 at a time. Flux boulders. Need at least 5 of those. All right, so we need limestone. It's funny, I thought we had heaps. Is it most? I'm going to change it to 100. Now the flux boulders, that's sort of weird. I thought we had heaps of those. If we just go back up into the stocks and look at limestone and the boulders. Scarborough there. Hauling limestone. We don't have that much. We don't have that much. Let's have another look. There's only 8. They're being moved around the place. Hauling limestone. There's limestone there. Well, is this a line? Yeah, these are limestone walls. And this is actually a bedroom layer that I was meaning to dig even more into. We haven't actually built the bedrooms here, so this is actually one that I didn't actually finish off, and I do need to do this one. I pretty much need to do that now. I don't know if I think there is a quick way for me to place furniture. But just go to the layer below. This one's sort of ready to go. Is this all limestone as well? Yeah, this is all limestone. What about the next layer? Yeah, this is all limestone as well. And then we've got the aquifer. So I think this is aquifer in here. If I go and, yeah, this is all aquifer under here. So I really can't dig on this layer, but I can on these layers. These are all limestone. I'm just going to go and start to build the corridor sort of system that we've got above as well. So we'll start to sort of dig these out and establish ourselves another set of bedrooms as well, and mainly just for the reason of just getting more limestone essentially from this layer. So we've got like a few layers here of limestone. So what we're going to do is we're going to load in and just sort of see how, if I go back to DF hack again, I always forget which one it is. Is it Quick Forge? Yeah, load the blueprint. That's that one there. There is actually a build one as well. So that one may be... Oh, I think that's still different. This is actually a dig one. So we'll just go back to the blueprint. We'll load the selected blueprint. Yeah, this is it. This is my bedroom layout. So I'm just going to go and place it there and there as well. And then I can go and flip it. So I can go and load new blueprint. I can change it somehow. Transform T. And then I've got the various transformations, which is the bracket keys. Yep, so we can then just go and place it this way. So it's a handy little way of just designating like a pattern that you want to have in your fortress. So that's all good. Just right click on that one. I'll just press T again and leave that one where that is. So that just allows me to build those fairly quickly. That will then give me more limestone as well. We've still got limestone everywhere actually. Why is that not being sort of allocated? We do have a lot of it. Maybe we don't have that much. Maybe I'm just happening to be seeing it everywhere around the place. I mean, it said there was only 8. All right, let's quickly go to the actual bedrooms that we need to do. All we need is a bed, a door, and a chest in each of these locations. So we'll just do the same thing in here. So furniture, beds, and we've just got the planner on. So we'll go and place these just in front of the door. I thought there was a way to copy this as well. And we'll then go to the chests. Put it next to the bed. In. Okay, and then just doors. Now, even with just the planning mode on like this, again, we're just using DF hack to establish what's, so as they build, they will then just place them in this location. But as they sort of come in, we can, even with the planning mode, we can still allocate them as bedrooms. So I'm going to do that. Just need to have the door established just to do the multi selection. So doors have now been sort of positioned on all of those. If I now just go back up into zones, go to bedrooms, make sure multi is on, and then just go and select the triangle. I can just go all the way across there, and so every single individual little room now is a bedroom. So that will then just build those up, which means that the others will then be happy. So with those allocated as bedrooms, at the moment the dungeons can be made use of. If we just go back up to F3 again. So this is actually working fairly well, what we've actually got in here. Not that we have anyone yet that we need to be, with the justice system. It sort of takes it to a whole other level. God, we've got a lot of hostiles on this map. It's just heaps of them. They're killing so much. And then the stuff just comes back to life. So there's lots and lots of undead things now. So we're getting like absolute hordes of it. I'm probably going to have to try to kill off different things. I've got a few things up top. God, there's so much. You've got chinchillas up above as well. That's all right. Anyway, got heaps and heaps of stuff. If there's an invasion, it's going to be interesting. But it's almost getting, like up the top, it's not too bad. But we will have to be a little bit careful about what does go on. So at least we've got it all now blocked off. We'll just let things sort of keep on developing as we go. Okay, there's so much danger. Here we go. So Sodal, the crafts dwarf, has created a green glass terrarium. She offers it to the contested hammer. Great. So we'll just go back down to F8 and we'll see it down in here. So Ustenang, let's have a quick look and see. So somebody's coming already to pick this thing up, just to go and store it, but we can have a look at it. This is a green glass terrarium. All crafts dwarf ship is the highest quality. It is decorated with round, brilliant cut green glass gems. This object menaces with spikes of green glass. On the item is an image of two dodecahedra in nickel. There we go. It's using an adjective and a noun. So an adjective and a noun using the same word. That's interesting. Okay, so anyway, that's where it is, and so it's worth 2,800. That just increases the value of our fortress, but it also is yet another artifact for us. So I'm going to go back up to now. It's being picked up here. So it is actually it is on its. Someone's coming down to pick it up, and then they'll store it. We'll just go and look and see who it actually is. And once it's been stored, we can then go and place it. So while we're waiting for that to happen, here they come. Is that a pet? Yeah, pet. So this one here is actually that's. Oh, it's pen or pasturing, that one. Okay, so it was chasing the Polt down. The Polt was looking for Sodal, the one who made that location, that thing there. Here we go. This one will be coming to pick it up. Store item and stockpile. So Syrian is on his way down. I'll just go and follow him. So he's hauling Ustenang at this point in time. Could go all the way up. Through we go. So it's a long way down to the bottom of the fortress. I think next time we might start to try to make a minecart system. Oh, it's actually technically a cage. Now that is interesting. I'm just thinking we could catch the were creature in that and have it stored in the in one of the areas, just as a terrarium, but it's actually it's technically a cage as well. If we, I wonder if we, just as an experiment, let's just see what happens if we go to a cage. If we go back to a trap, the cage trap in through here, but we actually get rid of the planner, and actually just as a sample, if we just go back across, we need to have a mechanism. That's all we do. So let's cancel that. I'm just wondering how I can actually place the goblin inside this. Well, let's go and place it in the dining hall. Yeah, everyone's sort of congregating in around here now. So let's go and place it down in here. So this will sort of be a little bit out of the way. So we'll just go back into cages. And we'll go and just see if this one works. Yeah, we can do it this way. So we'll bring that cage up, and then we'll transfer the goblin into that cage if we can. So we may have to open up the goblin area and just let him get caught again because he's still an invader. If we go down to F6. We've got a bit of time here, so we'll just go back up. I'm going to release this one here. So I'll pull the lever, do it now. So then it should then be caught in here. I've got a bit of time. Bang, gone. Right, so we've now caught him at in this location. I'm going to go to the cage, but what we're going to do is we're now going to try to transfer this goblin to the other cage. I think I can do it. So if I go in and set up, I'm just trying to think of how I do this. Actually, it's a bit tricky. If I go to other, no, it's under, yeah, it'd be still under other. Where is he? God, there's so much corpses and stuff now. They're just everywhere. Oh, there he is. How do we do it? How do we change it? Yeah, how do we change it? There is I thought there was an order that I could give it, and we'll just sort of see how we go. Yeah, God, how do we do this? I'm just seeing if any of you guys know. So Bobby Cross is saying, you're ever going to do a Victoria 3 tutorial? You teach me to play a lot of games. Probably not, actually. I didn't really like Victoria 3 all that much. I liked Victoria 2. I liked that a lot, but I didn't really, I didn't play a hell of a lot of it. I don't dislike it, but I haven't played it really much at all. It sort of wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be when it first came through. I think what we'll do here is we've got the cage there. There is a way. I don't know if I can actually place them in a cage. We've got the set cage. We've got the cage being set up. That's one thing. So we can build a cage. There is a way I can move them in with their cage, but I don't think I can actually transfer them to a cage unless I change it to. I should then be able to do it with a dungeon. Like if I go back to a cage. If I haven't established, let's just see if we can do it the other opposite way. I think I know how to do it. So we go back to F3. We'll wait for this thing to come up. So Ritum has redeemed a custom reward, trying to figure out how to use Daz points to get a character name. I think I clicked on it a couple of times. It seemed to withdraw the 2,000 points. So there we go. You did it. You did it. You did it. Okay, so... Syrian saying Wiki 3 has undergone a lot of changes. A streamer I made for it that's huge into Paradox games. Oh, sorry, a streamer, something mod for that. It's huge into Paradox games. Has been playing it for quite a while, a bit more recently. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean by iMod. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I think I moderate. Oh, there we go. So a streamer I moderate for. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right, so anyway, with Iridium, now I'm going to probably make you the captain of the guard. Actually, I think that probably would be like, because we now have important characters. We've got that abbot as well, but we haven't heard much from the abbot. Is that him there? No, that's a soap maker. I'll go and get the captain of the guard. So it's Moral. So Moral Legum. So I'll go across to the citizen menu. It should come up as in a different color. I'll just quickly sort of zip through and see if I can see it. Nope. There's the abbot. There's the hammerer. That's Sev. Jeweler. If I missed it. Oh, there we are. There's Moral there. Okay, so Moral is listening to a story. So this will be Eritum. I'm looking at the time. I'm actually going to have to get going, but we'll just try to set this one thing up. So let's just unpause that. So sorry if I've missed comments here, guys. You can always just do an @DasTactic. It will beep at me, and we'll sort of highlight in red. But I think I've been sort of so caught up in different things that I've even. There we go. Now I can do it from here. I think I've got the terrarium. I can actually go back and add in a creature from into here, and so I can actually go and put something in here, and I'm just hoping that goblin, there he is, we can do it. So we'll put cuts mob into here, bang, done. So what's going to happen here is somebody's going to go down to cuts mob and pick him up and walk him up to the top. If we just go down to F6 and go up, he should be in here somewhere. No, he's over here. This is cuts mob in through this other side. Let's just watch what happens here. So he will then be taken, again, it's not nowhere near a full moon. Now who have we got? This is Mel Bill, the performer, dragging up. I'm just going to follow cuts mob up, and this seems like an appropriate thing to do, doesn't it, with a were llama? A naked goblin being dragged through the fortress up to the top of the fortress and dragged into the dining hall where everyone's watching and looking, and then placed in the cage. There we are. So that's so cool. That's the occupant. So in this case, we've got the he's now part of the furniture. Melville is now socialising and looking at our goblin, our friendly goblin were llama. That's pretty cool, actually. So we've now got him established in there. This is awesome. Poults have hatched. Yep, this is all good stuff. But I do have to get going. I've got another stream actually in an hour's time, or a little bit under an hour now. So on the Slytherin channel, I'll be playing some Battle Sector. So yeah, in about 50 minutes. So I just wanted to have a bit of a breather before I go and do that one. So yeah, I'll be there's I'm just trying to think of what I'll be playing next. Actually, after like tomorrow, I don't know yet. It's so I feel like playing more Dominions, to be honest, but I'll probably leave it a couple of days, maybe 1 or 2 more days beyond that one, to sort of then go through. Anyway, guys, going to leave it there. So thanks for watching. Now, artifacts, I don't think they can break out of an artifact. I think artifacts are just absolutely, I mean, it's going to be interesting if he can somehow break out, but I don't think he can. So that should be pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching.